Hello, everybody in YouTube land. It's Ann Smith coming at ya. I'm live and coming at ya from a different room. So, because the other room I have been trying to organise, and I have 4 boxes that's come in. I'm nearly just about falling over things, and decided that I need a bit of extra room. Hi, Andrew. I'm just waiting for us. How did you guess? in the room with the one with the cabinet. Decided that I'm falling over things, and there's one of these days I'm just going to go woof straight over. So I decided, well, I'll do it in the opposite room, and hopefully I ended up. I was actually wanting the camera. I was wanting the camera to basically be on the box. It's on the box itself, but it's not quite worked out that way. So I'm like, well, it's time to sort of get a bit more space. And this room's not so cluttered. But I have been told that I have not to I've been told not to clutter this one up. I'm like, no, I'm only going to do a live stream for you. Oh no, I'm just going to do it on a Sunday as in thing me, but I've got the table and all that car on, and I won't, honestly, I'll probably put it in that room once I get it organised, because that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to organise that other room, but I don't know why the chat keeps going 0 and then it keeps going 1. But I know Tuesday isn't Joe Durbin's auction, I don't think. Braveheart Scrapper, she's supposed to be going live for just a chat, and I know Lemonhead will be live tonight later on, or should be as in later on. Hi, Silver Scorpion. I don't understand why this is saying that there's nobody, there's zero in the chat. I don't understand that one. It keeps going 1, then goes down, then goes 0. And I have got a good connection. I have got medium. I did have a strong connection earlier on. I know it says I know it says on it. Hi Poppy. It says on it finding an item in Lemonhead's mailbox. That's what I was talking about. That's Lemonhead's mailbox. So I just opened the tape of it. But I'm going to try and see if I can find an item. And I actually sold. What happened is I actually sold the item before it came in. and the person has been so good and so patient and says, "It's fine. I know that I'll get. I know that I'll get it. I know that I'll get it all right." So it wasn't Lemonhead's fault, because if I had said I needed such and such, he would send it. But I just left it like that, and I thought, well, I'll just leave it, because the person turned around and says, "No, it's no problem. Don't worry about it." And I goes, "Okay then, that's fine." So I'm hoping it's in here, because I know there was one. I could a quick. I sort of had a quick shufty through it, and Lemonhead's actually dated it for which auctions it keep which auctions it was in. So that there's one that says there's one that says the 30th, but I don't want to pull it out just right now. I try and get some more people on the chat so that everybody sees some of the stuff, because I've got that much yet. And I actually need a bit of advice on something. I don't. I'm like, is it okay? Is it not okay? And it's sort of bugging me. What I'm thinking is, somebody says, "Well, if you don't have the money, why are you doing it in the first place?" Because I said, "Well, I've not got money for shipping, but I really want to send stuff. But what if I don't like asking for donations?" But then I'm thinking, if I ask for a donation, what if I done like spin the wheel and put on it, instead of me doing, like, say for instance, doing a wee auction and then doing something else, and then doing three different things at the same time, or doing one week as in auctions and then something else. It, I feel that it confuses people, and I'm thinking, what if I was to incorporate it and make it sort of like, as in do like the Wheaties in with the spinning the wheel, but you're still getting your free get. You'll still get your free G. You'll still get your free GW. Plus, also you'll get a chance to win, like, as in a first prize. I've done like 12 lots. I've done like 12 packets, 12 week packets, 12 giveaway packets, and 5-star prizes. So I'm thinking, well, what if we were just to incorporate that all in? Do it, what, say for instance, what, $15 shipping or $15 donation? Then means then that the shipping's handled in it. So you're not really paying for the coins as such. You're only paying for the shipping, so that it covers me as in shipping it out. But then I'm thinking, is that right? Is that okay? Is that fair? What will people think about that? Will they think I'm trying to rip the whole out? As in, it's like as if it's in my head, but then I'm thinking, does it sound alright? Is it fair? Or that kind of sort of stuff. And sometimes you say, eyeball, you sort of think to yourself, well, is that right? Is it not right? And you're trying to sort of balance it, but then you're thinking, if you were to ship that much out, you end up going to be, as in, take money out of your pocket. Then it means then you're going to be short of money for buying other coins. But it gets some of the stock downsized, because I've got that much yet. It's unreal. And I know that now I have got an addiction, but then I'm thinking, well, it's not really an addiction as such, because it's still I'm physically seeing it, so I could pawn it if I get really stuck. But the thing is, if I take it to a pawn shop, or I take it to an auction, as in an actual real auction over here, they're going to turn around and say, well, it's not our coins, and they're no. I don't know if they'll value it, and where they'll turn around and say, "Well, it's got to go on such and such a sale," so it might be only once every quarter for putting stuff in. And I don't really want to do. I don't really want to do. I don't really want to do eBay. I see cycles. I see a thing as in the notification saying cycle scrapping, but I don't know if he's as in it says are there any Lenin Lenin coins. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's just a notification that he's actually put a video out. No, because I had to get up the smoking. So at the end of the day, I'm like, well, if I get up the smoking, then I might as well have an addiction to something. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, it's the funds that's coming in. It was basically in case they ever took me off it or they actually stopped money coming in. And I'm thinking, well, at least I get something to fall back on. But it's no, it feels as if it's a long, hard, it's a long, hard struggle. It's a long, hard struggle. And I don't really like asking people for. I'm no one for asking people for help, and I'm no one for actually like. To me, asking for donations is like it feels as if it's begging, but it's not. And I'm like, but my channel's not monetized, and it wasn't. It's not the case of being monetized. It's seeing the channel grow and knowing that you have people behind you, as in people that actually believe in you, and knowing that you feel as if you're doing something for the community, because that was what it was always. What it always was. It was to feel part of something, to feel as if that I fitted in, that I belonged somewhere. Because when I was at the high school and the secondary, I felt as if I was an outsider. I felt as if I was always in the corner, as in you're trying to make friends with people, but you never seem to fit in. And that's how it felt. And I was like, well, I ended up becoming the class clown. If they told me to do something, I would do it. But it was always me that would get into trouble for it. And then if you grasped on somebody and saying, oh, well, it was him that told me to do it, you were going to get a baton when when the person found out. So sometimes it was better just to take the blame and say, it was me. But then I was never expelled from school or high school. I was always suspended. No, but it takes your mind off of things as and say for instance you get family problems, family issues, stuff as and in real life. It takes your mind off it because you can focus on something else, but it eventually comes back. It's like they say that the answer's not on the bottom of a bottle. It might feel good at the time when you take the drink or whatever, but then I'm not an alcoholic and I don't drink. And I was never expelled from high school. I was always suspended 7 days and as in 5 days, 7 days. It was all, but I didn't do it like all the time. It was like maybe every couple of months that I would do something and somebody would say, I go and do such and such. There was one time where we locked up, we actually were in PE and all the boys were egging it on. Goes lock, was it Mr. Thompson? Dear Mr. Thompson or Mr. Williams, lock him in the locker. There was a big area, and it was like as if it was like shuttered doors, and they used to open the door and take stuff out this like a storeroom, and I always remember it. And one of the boys says, go and run up that door, shut the door, or hold it shut. When he comes out, let go of it, and so he falls flat on his face. Aye, what does Alec do? Alec's like, well, if he's telling me to do it, I'll go and do it. So I went and done it. So eventually, I get caught. I got caught for it. I actually got caught for it, and I write a roller. I got a rollicking that day, but that day I didn't get it. And then there was one day I was fighting. I was fighting with another lad. This guy, Dan Johnson, and he used to wind me up in geography. And there was one day in particular, I thought, right, I've had enough of this. And I come running down the court. We were up the stairs, and the bell rung for break time. I come running down the stairs. I see him I see him come out the classroom, down the stairs, and just as that, I see him turning left. I flew down the stairs, flew out the doors. It was like fire exit doors. The school's knocked down now. Fire school doors. The doors had been opened. I was flying right through them. I grabbed the hood them, and I just started punching. I just started doing me as in I smacked him, man. He smacked me back. The two are rolling about in they end up we were rolling about in the thing on the pavement, as in beside Tom Eckes. I always remember that day. But I was suspended. I was suspended for 4 days, I think, because of that incident. Always, I don't know, many times. That's why my mum didn't send my sister to school, because obviously my reputation. I know. They were the days. Right, so we've got. I'm going to leave the box down there, and this is from Lemonhead, and this is what I like about Lemonhead. Every time a box comes in, it's always wrapped up well. That's actually shrink. That's actually shrink wrap. It's basically it's thicker than actual cling film. But that's what I'm saying. That's two books put together. But that one's dated the 11th of the 5th. The 11th of the 5th. So that's not the one we're looking for. So it's not the 11th of the 5th we're looking for. So that's January, February, March, April. That's May's one. So we're not looking for May's. I'll let you see it out once. I want to find this one for a certain person. He's actually doing me. The person's actually in the chat. And I says to him about it. I says, we'll see if we can find it. I don't know what that one's dated. Now the light's coming down. I might end up needing to put that light on in a minute, because the light's actually the sun's actually going down now. because that's getting later, so it's getting later over here, so the light's getting. I'm trying to look at the date. I think that's the 5th as well. I think that's the 5th as well. I think it's the 21st of the 5th. I'm not sure what's in that one. There's a booking in there. It sounds like that one sounds like it rattles. So I would say that sounds like coins. I don't know what coins it'll be. That's fine, Les. She'll be right back. Aye. Who's that? Aye, who's that? You know who it is. You're the only you and somebody else are the only two that really buy bits and pieces. I actually need more people. I need more people. But a lot of the supporters are American based. That's what I found. That one says, I don't know what one that says because it doesn't have a date on it. And I'm not sure about something. There's something in a box and it says Rob GAW on it, but I don't know if Rob gave it to me. I can't remember. It says Rob on it. Rob GW. Did I win that GW? I think Robert metal detecting NC was owed something, and Lemonhead system about sending it, and Rob turned around and says for him to give it away, and I got a funny feeling that I won that GW at Lemonheads that day, that week in particular. But when it said GW Rob on it, it sort of confused me, and I'm like, does that actually belong to me, or does it belong to as in Rob? And I'm thinking, I don't, because Lemonhead doesn't usually send me other people's, and if he did, I would have thought that I think it was, because I remember Rob coming in, metal detecting NC coming in, and he says that he was owed something, and there was other stuff that Rob's seen, and Rob says to Lemonhead to put it in a GW, and I think I actually won it, but it says GW Rob on it, and that's what confused me when I seen it. Because that says May 18th. So that's got May 18th on it. So I know it's not that one. And then as Andrew says, look, you talk about rolls. There's one that the Oz art. It says send that to Alec. So that's a roll of 73Ds, OBWs. This is to Alexander. Oz. So it says Oz G on it, or looks like a G, but it's no. That's Oz. There's definitely that's Oz. And then we've got a roller. There a roller. Crap. I just hit my mouse. And there's 1960p. There's 1960p BUs. What year were they? The 73Ds. Well, was that's the whole idea, is to basically as in eventually open the whole idea of getting rolls was to eventually open the rolls up, as in take a couple out for myself, and then because the rolls open, then put it into a little packet, then put it into little packets, like I've done with the wheats, and either sell them or other people turn around and say, well, I really like that, because I don't mind sending somebody, as in when they send me something, as in do it like a trade, and somebody says, well, I've got such and such, you're looking for such and such, because there's certain ones that I don't have in my collection that I would like in my collection, because I use them as samples. As my dad says, if you're buying to sell, you want physical stock, because it's like Amazon, you look at pictures, they look the right thing, they look exactly what you're looking for, you get it sent, and you go, that's not what it shows an example picture or a stock picture. You buy it, it comes to you, and you go, that's not what I was looking for, it's the wrong thing. So they end up, you have to either return, and some things you have to return them back to them to get your money back on them, as in the Amazon. So I'm like, well, if you've got physical stock, you can actually show somebody, look, and they turn around and say, well, no, that's not the one I'm looking for. It was such and such. So then you get a feel, as in you know exactly what they're actually expecting. Because that's Nichols, that's 1960p BU. No, because I'm doing it tonight because I was supposed to do it. Usually I do it either Saturday, Sunday live stream. I end up was like, well, I'm going to do it, and then it didn't get done. Then somebody else came on or whatever. There was a slot or whatever, and then I think Saturday or Sunday, Lemonhead decided to do a sale. It was an auction, I think, either Saturday or Sunday, because it was Labour Day. It was Labour Day this week. Labour Day. So I ended up I spent time there. So I was like, well, there's no point in doing a live because it was late on. And then I was like, well, if I do it, and then I just thought, I went, damn it, another box came in the day, as in this afternoon, which was Joe Durbin's. And I thought, I've got no space in this room. I'm going to end up falling over the top of these. I'm trying to go over the top with them. And then I thought, hi, Stamos. And I thought to myself, I know what I'm going to do. And me and Andrew were talking last night, and I was like, and I was saying about, there was two items in particular, and we were like, we're trying to work out what they were. So Andrew paid for them, and I'm going through the PayPal list, and we sat and worked it out exactly what they were. And I'm like, I don't know where these is. And I'm like, it's dated that date. So we knew what date it was dated or what month it was dated, and we were like, must be in one of the boxes. And I'm like, and then I thought, bugger it, I'm going to open that box. I was like, I'm going to open that box tonight. I'm going to open that box. I'm going to open this box, and I'm going to find that item, because I'm one of these people that I've got to do it straight away. I've got to do everything as in like as I remember it, so I don't forget. And then what I usually do is, if somebody's bought it, as long as they've paid for the item, usually I'll mark it with their name on it. And then what I'll sometimes do, if I've got them on Messenger, I'll send them the pictures and say, there it's there. There's the stuff. Let them. But then I tend to like to surprise people from time to time. Sometimes like I'll pick somebody at random. I'll make them a package up, and I'll ask them for their email address. But the thing is, when you ask somebody for their email address, they think that they don't understand why you're asking them, and then they start asking you all these questions, and you're trying to not get away. You're trying to not get away from time to time. So that's another one that'll probably end up in my collection. That's 2001. So that's Vermont. It says up there, Vermont, New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Kentucky. That's all the That's for the $250. That'll probably end up in my collection, that one, if I've not got it already. That's 2001. Because I've got a few of them stashed away. Because it was in the box and it was slid like that, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I turned it around and I thought, oh, I was like, oh, right, that's him. Because I think maybe the last time he sent a box, there was his name in it, but there was about 5 of them. There was about 5 of the cards. There was 5 of the cards ones in it. I think that was the last one, because he didn't have enough space to put it in the box before. Usually what I do, Bill, is I'll keep a section, or I'll keep certain stuff, and I'll keep one of actually everything. But it's like them, I won't bust them open. I wouldn't bust them open. That's the way I'll leave them. I'll leave them packaged like that. But I'll end up, if I don't own that already, I'll end up putting that'll go into my collection. That'll go in the cupboard down the stairs. That'll go down the cupboard down the stairs. Because I said I've got boxes, boxes all lined up in the other room, which I'm usually in. It's all lined up with stuff. That's what I said to George. I said I need to start downsizing, because it's got bad. This one, I don't know how it got opened, whether it was shut up or whatever, because this one had border force tape on it. But I don't think anything got taken out of it, unless Lemonhead was using old packages up. So that's dated. This one's dated the 5th of the 4th. That one's dated the 5th of the 5th. So it might be, that one says GW, so I must have won something else at some time before. Because I won just Tuesday. I've got I think it were 264. But it was definitely a Canadian. I think it was 2 Canadian pennies, and there was something else. I won Tuesday. That's what I'm saying. You don't usually win much, but when I do win, I'm like, well, do I give it away or do I not? And then I'm thinking, well, if it's something special, I'm like, I'm going to put that in my collection. I've told you before, you're more than welcome to come up, Andrew, and give me a hand to sort stuff out, as in organise it. Because it's hard with only one of me, and then there's days where I'm like, just can't be bothered, just don't have the energy. And then I get like, it's been like hot today, and I'm like, it's roasting in here. Right, so that's Denver. One's Denver and one's Philadelphia, and the 2 of them are sealed. It's still the seal on them. I don't think it would. No, it just sounds like a shaky shake. There's a bit of room in them. They're fine. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't. I know, Bill. Andrew keeps saying about writing things down and what I have and what I don't have. I just can't. I'm one of these ones I can't. If I go, it's like, as in, I go in an auction, I'll only go in for a nosy. Then I'll get into chatting and I'll go, I quite like that. And then I'm like, it's one of the ones where you try and keep your hand. It's like going into an auction room and you're going like that, and you go into view stuff and you're like that. So it's the day the auction is, and you're like trying to keep your hands to one side. It takes a lot for me to keep my hand done, and then I'm like, I'll just bid for that one, but then one becomes 2, and then it ends up becomes 15, and then by the time you're like, oh no, And you wouldn't. You're no one of these. I'm no one of these people to put stuff. Very rarely I put stuff back, or I say, well, I can't afford to. I can't afford to pay for it because I know exactly how much I've got, and I never go above my means, and I've never yet, as Lemonhead says, as in like, Lemonhead's right. It's like going into a sweet shop. It's like a kid going into a sweet shop and candy being there. It's like a candy store. You see something, you go, quite like that. But then you see two things more and you go, I like that better than that. But instead of then turning and saying, well, I'll just buy that one now and I'll get that one later on, you're like, well, it's there the now, so I might as well just get that one as well. But there's people that go over their means and they would spend the last as in without thinking about it, and then they would have a bill as in a bill that would come in unexpectedly and they go, I can't pay that because I've already bought coins. So they have to end up selling the coins to get the money for the bill. I don't go over my means. I know what I've got. I've done that. ISMD. I've done that. I've done that before. I've already done that with chewing gum. I got to the stage where I got fed up with chewing gum. There's 68. That's 68D. That's 64p and 64p and 60. That looks at 68D. Exactly, Rocky. I know. I keep the thing with the hands done like that. I tie them behind my back. Because Lemonhead's like that, well, just email me and say to me, not if you debit, I've not accept it. You're not allowed in this week. That's why this when you don't see me in an auction, that's me as known, right, it's time to stop. It's time to stop this month because I know that I'm waiting for money for the following month coming in. But that's what I'm saying, I get that much stock, it's unreal. I don't know which ones they are. That one looks as if it's sealed. That one's still got the old. That's got a little old tape on it. You can actually see the old tape because that's an old roll. As in the actual colour, you can actually see it looks like instead of being clear, it's like a green. It's like a green tint. You can actually see the green tint on it. It's not that we're looking. It's not that we're looking for. No, because I just want it to be. I want the channel not to be just about me. I want other people to enjoy the channel, Rocky. But I don't want people feeling that they have to pay first, as in like donation, and then having to pay for it. I don't want them feeling like that, as in that they have to be obliged to. Do you know what I mean? To give a donation, but I need to try and cover I need to cover the shipping amount. That's all. It's not to cover the shipping, the actual shipping amount. But I want to put a good spread on that people actually like. That people come in and go, I really like this. I really enjoy that, because that's why. The only reason I got that wheel was because, as in that it was supposed to be a laugh. It was supposed to be funny. People saying rigged, and it was Jeeping. According to Coinwall UK, it was Jeeping that started it, and 710 has got a game and it's called Rig. It's called Rigged, and it's with cards. But I decided that instead of the electronic wheel, to do like a manual wheel. So that's what I'm saying. That's done 1 to 24. And that's how I was like, well, what if instead if YouTube says that it's not right for to ask for donations or spots, why not put JW in with paying for a spot? So you get allocated a spot or a number from 1 to 24. But it depends how many people you've got into it. Plus, I've decided I was going to do like a week, like wheat cents, but they're no like. I don't, when I do something, I don't put like you're only getting 58. I would put in like 58, 57, 58, 59, and maybe do a little pack. So you're getting, but I pick all the nice. When I do open a roll, I don't look for errors and varieties, right? What I do is when I open my roll up, I look for all the spotty coins and I take out all the spotty coins. So if it's got a spot on it, on the fascia, on the front, on the obverse or the reverse, I take them out, I ditch them. I put them at one side. I'm like, it's got a spot on it. No, that's not acceptable. So as long as it's it's got to have two clean facials. If it gets two clean facials, I put them into like a flip, because I get the plastic flips, because I buy the plastic flips, the two by twos. I'm not too keen on the cardboard ones with the it's like a cling film in the middle. I usually get the ones off Lemonhead, which is a wee bit more expensive, as the 2x2, the plastic ones. I tend to like them ones better, because I got a sealing machine. Sometimes what I do is I seal them so that the coin, because I'm like, well, I don't want the coin falling out it, because I want to try and keep it as good as possible, especially if it's going to somebody. And I don't want unhappy customers, or if I'm doing GW and giving it away, I don't want people as in turn and say, well, I don't really like, because it'll get to a state where people go, I don't really want to go to Alex Dean because I don't want to upset him. He sent me stuff, didn't really like it. Wasn't my cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? I would rather somebody say to me, like, I wasn't too happy about that. Do you know what I mean? I'll work with people. I'd done it in eBay before even coming to YouTube. I'd done it with eBay. I had an unhappy customer, and say for instance he got his package and he wasn't happy, I would go, right, let's sort this out. But I'm one of these people that I would rather the person be truthful with me. If they're honest with me, I'll work with them. But I'll figure something out. But sometimes there's people where they're dishonest, they want the goods plus also they want their money. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work that way. Either you get your money or your coins, or vice versa. Either get stopped back and I give you your money back. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I work. So there's 19. I forgot I got that. 1999. So I need to look through my 50s, my 50 state quarters and see if I've got that one already or not. No, that's something I've kept these ones out because it could be one or two of them. That one says GW, but the other one doesn't, so I'm going to keep that one out of now. This one's dated the 4th to the 6th, so that's definitely not that, because the 6th is January, February, March, April, May, June. June is the 6th month, so it's definitely not that, because the 4th, it could be the 6th of the 4th, so it could be January, February, March, April. It could be, it might be in this one. It might be because that's 2 proof sets, but it could be in that envelope. Because sometimes that's what Lemonhead will do. Sometimes it's wee enough to put in an envelope, but it always matters what, what auction it was or what date. So it could be that. It could be that one. I'm going to take that away from this, so I'll take that. Because that says presidents. They say presidents. These ones say Vanishing Classics. So that's, I don't think, because it says, main Andrew worked out, it said silver bar, so it was a silver bar. And I think it said coin set on it. But I don't think it was a coin set. I think it was another thing, mate. I got a funny feeling it was there was a round or a silver bar, and then a round came up after it. Or if it wasn't that, it was a silver bar, and then something else, and then it was a silver coin. But Andrew had it marked silver bar, right? So I know it's definitely a silver bar. And I know about the buffalo. There's a buffalo round is further on. That's easy to find, the buffalo, because know what it looks like. But it's this other two we keep on about, keep thinking about it. So that's definitely not that. I think it's in that. I think it's in this one. I know I see these guys, I'm not Rocky, because that's the, when you see about, they're the plastics there. That's what I'm saying. That's what he calls the 2x2s. Because I get them, usually Lemonhead will do me them for what? It's $9 per $100. Aye, that's a good deal, that. At $9 per $100. Because I know they're about 60 odd or something for over 1,000. Because I was like, well, I loaded them for, I think it was for Lighthouse or somewhere, but it didn't look the exact quality as in the Lighthouse ones or Guardhouse. I'm looking at them and it was like 1,000 in a box. And it was like 60 odd, and then there was another, I think 20 odd in shipping, so it was about 70. It was 70 odd or something by the time it finished. And I was like, I don't want to spend that kind of money. I'm like, well, I can only need a couple of hundred at least. I thought, well, at least if I've got a couple of hundred, because I usually, what I do is, before I get to near the end of them, if I see sort of like at least that amount of flips, usually what I'll do is I'll order some more before they end up running out. So I've always got them. That was brown paper. They were in, that was what was in them. So you get, because that's, these ones are IGs, these ones are ICGs, they're nickels, they're actual buffalo nickels. It's minted from 1913 to 1938, ICG certified. It says zero, it says hashtag 02827 of 19,913. I've got 2005P and a 2005D. Return of the Buffalo first day issues. They're actually first day issues. That one just says original Buffalo nickel. That one there. And they 2-1 there say Return of the Buffalo, but it says first day. It says first day issue on them, so it does. First day issues, them ones. Because Lemon always puts on it. It says, "Thank you, my brother, love, respect." With his signature on it, Lemonhead penny. I think this is a funny feeling. I know what this is. I think this is one of the. I thought it was the business card, and I knew what it was as soon as I seen it. I should actually make a thumbnail up, and that's what I should put. I should use one of them, like I done with Ida Hearn, because it says there, it says on the back it, Travis Martin, owner, dealer Numis, with his email address on it. As it says, Lemonhead Benny, buy, sell, trade coins, live auctions, established 2016. And there's where it started off with. Lemonhead Penny, with his label. I'm sure he started off with a line. It was a line. It looked like a lion at first, as in an actual line, but the line was yellow. I'm sure that's what he first started off with, back when I started with him. But I could be wrong. I could actually be wrong. Because this one says the 13th of the 4th, and there's one of my favourites. It says Grand Central Coin Convention, something anniversary, and an elongated smash penny. That's an elongated smash penny. I've got a thing about them. I started doing them when I was with my ex-partner, the elongated pennies. Because that's a Liberty 1974. It's a 1974D. It's a 1974D, but on the back of it, it's got its own coin convention on the back of it. So it has. I quite like them things. I got a thing about them. So that says the 4th to the 13th. And there's because there's a 1964. This is something else. This is different. This is unusual. That's 1964. 1964. The 1964 mint set. But the way it's done like in one of them, like a needle case. That's different. That's unusual. That's what I'm saying. Usually I look for the oddball stuff. It's usually the oddballs I usually go for. I've always been like that. I used to do that in Dorset Reclaim, see something like that, and I'd phone the missus or whatever when I was there at the time, or I would send pictures at her and say, look, I see this, are you interested in that? And sometimes she'd go, I like that. But I'd wait until near the end of the day or the end of the week to get it. And usually I would go into the warehouse, next thing it's gone. I'm like, well, somebody else must have liked exactly what I liked. That feels. I had a funny feeling this is it. Andrew's still there. I think Andrew's still there. Because SMD, I see SMD still there. Because there's one of the. There's one another one. Andrew, if I've got a couple more of them, I'll send you one if you've not got one. One of them. But guess what's inside it? I had a funny feeling this is what we're looking for. If it's not, it's the other one. Because I know there was one in particular, he goes, I don't like the look of that or something. He goes, and I think he saw it. He goes, it's not that one I want. It's not that one I want. He goes, it's the other one. The angle heart, that's the angle tart. That's the one that says 1 troy ounce on it. The angle tart. Because it says angle tart on it. On the back of it, angle tart. No, it's no, it's no gold, no. That's no gold. Stan, what's that? That's troy, that's a troy ounce silver. That's fine silver. Lemonhead does get silver, no gold. He does get gold from time to time, but it's usually a gram bar or maybe as in that maybe a gold coin. Only gets them every so often, but silver a lot. It gets a lot of silver. I'm not sure if because that's the one. No, because that's the one you'd need to ask Lemonhead. Don't and then don't come turn around and say, well, I said this, that, or the other. Ask email Lemonhead. He'll if he can get it, he'll say he can get it, but he'll tell you the price, but you need to speak to him in email. I'm just showing what I've acquired of Lemonhead, and the reason why I put it as in find an item in Lemonhead mailbox. I know it sounded slightly like clickbait because it said finding an item in Lemonhead mailbox. So you obviously thought as in you meant as in an actual mailbox. But I mean, when I said mailbox, I mean box. That kind of box. So it sort of was like clickbait. I was like, if I title this right, if I get the title right, it'll sound good. Because I like doing shout outs for Lemonhead because I know Lemonhead is usually on a Tuesday auction, but it's usually later on a Tuesday. I once thought I had the vintage silver Engelhard bar. I tested and found out I didn't. So what you're saying is sometimes they've looked genuine, but sometimes they've been faked. Lemonhead told me if there's anything that's not right, as in I can send it back. As in if it's not 100%, I can send it back, and he'll sort it. This one's got because I said about that gold bar he offered me a gram gold bar. It ended up in the sale, and he offered me the chance of owning it, and I didn't have the money. And I says to him, and he's like, "I don't sell fake." He was adamant on an email, "I don't sell fake." So if it's no, I know, Rocky. I knew you didn't mean it that way. As in, it might have sounded, it sounded, but I understand me. I totally get you. Because this one's got a PT number. It's got a PT number on the actual bar. Do you know what I mean? If it was tested and it was found out it wasn't, Lemonhead would. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like about Lemonhead. He's got a guarantee and he'll tell you if there's something that's not right. You can send it back and he'll sort it out. I like the type of deals. I like the type of dealers, as in you can send something back. Because I'm not that way, Andrew. I don't. Andrew will buy something and I'll say to him, "Well, you have your money," and he'll go, "No, just spend that money in the PayPal." And I'll go, "No, don't do it that way." So once I send you, as long as I know you're happy or you said you're happy, then I'll use that. I'll use that money. I don't. I don't know if that's the one you ding me. That's the one you paid for. That's what I'm trying to figure out. If it was not that one, it might have been the Silver Town. It might be the Silver Townie. So that might be before that one. If it is, I know what it is. It's in my collection. It's in my collection. And if it was, and if that is yours, it'll be taken out because I'll wait for the next one coming up. Because I like the Silver Townie. Because the Silver Townie's actually got, it's like a guy with a pickaxe. It looks like like a silver miner, and he's got like a pickaxe. But there's also one that says Silver Townie on it, and it's got a horse and carriage on it. And you actually see the stagecoach on it, on the actual bar itself. You know, I'll sort it out with you. It's not a problem. It was because I said to you, go back and look at the videos, because the videos, he doesn't delete any of the live stream videos when he does the auctions. So if you back to March, then you can check it up and tell me, it should look like blah, blah. And then I can go for there. I met him through Hangman. I met him through SG, because SG stopped shipping stuff to us because of the amount of stuff that was getting shipped over. And she said about lemon, just said lemon. She never said Lemonhead. She said lemon, and then she said Travis. And I was like, I don't know who he is. And she's like, you'll find him. And she was getting like a hint, and I'm like, and she's lemon. No, I don't know. And because I had notifications for SJ, there was a notification that came through, and I saw this thing, and I'm like, I wonder if that's him. And Cindy McLicious was the mod from at the time, and it was Cindy. And I says to Cindy, I know, that's what she said, lemon, and I was like, who's lemon? And that's what she said, lemon. It was as if like an inkling or a hint, and I'm like, lemon. And she goes, you know lemon? And I goes, and I'm thinking, I don't know anybody called Lemon. And it was a notification that I saw because I was liking SG's videos at the time, because when I was buying stuff over in the auctions, because that's where I met Hi-Ho Silver. And there was a notification, and it came through Lemonhead Penny Auctions. I just have a look, and my curiosity, I just pressed that button, and Cindy McLicious was the host at the time, or not the host, but the moderator for Lemonhead at the time. And I says to Cindy, I says, "Do you see shit?" She's asked him. So she got his attention, he grabbed his attention, and Cindy says to him, "Just shit worldwide," and he was like, "Oh, aye." It's like, I do all the time. I do it quite regular. And Cindy says to me, "What you do with Lemonhead is give him £100 or $100 and tell me what a mixed bag." And that's what I started the whole thing off. Was a mixed bag, and that's where it started from. I've been with Lemon well over 2.5 years now. It must be at least 2.5 years of buying stock. That's what I'm saying. What I've done is I've stacked it, and then realised how much stock I get that much. It's grown from a wee pile to a bigger pile, and then Mum's like, "It's going to fall through the floorboards." I'm like, "No, but it'll be fine." There's a Cheerio. That's a 2000 Cheerio. That actually should. Robert Lawson was saying about a Cheerio. That actually should go as to get graded, because as it says, it should get sent. If you're going to send a Cheerio, send it like that, so they know it's a Cheerio one. I've always wanted a Cheerio, because I never had a Cheerio in my collection. No, because this is the one that says. This it says. It's Rob's giveaway. I know, Rocky, because I know you melt bits and pieces. I'm not really into melting. Usually wouldn't bring me when I see Brad, and he goes, "Melt." No, save it. Oh, save it. Save it. Save it. No, I'm going to save it. No, save it. Save it. No, because it's a bicentennial, that's what it is. It's 1973 bicentennial. That's funny feeling that Rob won his own giveaway, and he said, "Get to." I'm sure he said, "Get to me." I think that's what happened, if I can remember right. He said, give it to Alec. He'll appreciate it more. Because there's the old. That's what we used to get. We used to. It wasn't these ones, but we used to get these ones every time we bought off our Lemonhead. We would get different colours. I've never seen that one before. The one with the actual lemon, as if it's smiling. I've never seen that one before. No, but I did have. I've got one. It looks like gold coloured. But then I'm not looking at it. And I'm going, is that really a gold coloured one or what? And I'm not looking at it. And I'm going, that looks funny. That, but I don't think it's a Queen one. I know everybody wants to give me a coin of some sort. It's not that I'm not. I'm not. It's not that I'm being ungrateful. Just a certain coins I'm not. There's certain coins I'll go, aye, I like that or I love that. But there's coins there I'm like, do I really like that? And then I go, but like UK ones, I'm like, I would rather get to use lots. So I'm like, I buy it because I'm like, well, it's better going coming over here, but I know you lot like it, and I'm like, that's gone back in grab bags and stuff like that. There's certain ones that I'll split them up and go, right, that's gone in a grab bag, or this is going for that, or that's gone for this idea. Because there's many ideas that I come up with at night time, and I go, I've got a brilliant idea, and then I go, is it a, and then when you sit and think about it, I'm like, is that a good idea? Is that a brilliant idea or not? And I'm like, and that's when I start doubting myself. I'm like, and then I start over analysing it. Would it work like that? Would it do that way? Would it be this way? Would it? And then I start, and then that's when I go, nah, I don't. And then I'll ask somebody's opinion. And usually, when I've asked somebody else's opinion or said it as on a panel or whatever, somebody decides to use the idea. And I'm like, bugger. There's one that says Lemonhead penny with a gabble. There's one with the gabble on it. That's what I'm saying. The ones I like. I've got plenty of them. I've gave a few of them, Andrew, a few of them cards as in Lemonhead because I got a few of them. I've always kept one in case Lemonhead goes out of my hut. By the way, I've got none of them left. I need the design of that. Because I like that I like the way the lettering that is, and I like the idea of the two pennies, but I also like the idea of his other one where he's got like a it's got Lemonhead penny and then it's got in sort of lemon colour and then he's got like a 1 cent in the middle of it. I like that. I think that's something else, the way it's designed. That one was like that. I don't know where Andrew is. I think he's. I bet you any money he's away. I bet you any money he's either floating about YouTube or he's looking up that or he'll be looking it up later on. Do you know something? I've been in Scotland all my life and I'm like, to me it's like as if somebody sees Scotland, I'm like, shithole. But there is nice scenery if you can actually drive. The only worst thing is if you don't have a driving license. If you have a driving license, there is beautiful scenery. As in, if you drive further up Scotland, and I don't want to spoil the one where the Loch Ness monster. They thought they saw Loch Ness, but Loch Ness was seen on a dark night, and they saw this creature. But this myth had been going on for years, and they put two divers. They put two divers down, and the two divers went down into the loch. They didn't find a Loch Ness monster, and they think that it was a mist. There was a mist, and it looked like a Loch Ness monster, and that's why Loch Nessie started. It was somebody that saw this look like a mythical creature, the way it was shaped like a snake or something, but in the mist, it was like a black outline. So they maintained that it was Loch Ness. It was Loch Ness. But that sort of spoils when you say, well, there is no Loch Ness. But you want this sort of mythical creature to keep carrying on because when you go to Loch Ness, that's what they go for because of the souvenir Loch Ness monster. No, because there's the Lincoln Kennedy penny. There's Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. Says this is an uncirculated Lincoln head penny. It's stamped with the profile reproduction of John F. Kennedy looking at Lincoln. This unusual commemorative piece is truly a collector's item. That was what was in the GW for Rob. Because it says Rob Random number 44. So that was obviously the number that was picked, was 44, Rob Random. So I think Rob's probably turned and says, we'll get to that, because there was no point, even although that he bought it, that he won it back. So he's like, just get to it. A little like that. Because I think I was actually bidding, or went to go bidding at it, and he goes, no, don't put it back in the sale. And he goes, just do a GW with it. Because Rob actually paid for it. But I don't know what happened. Because the reason why we usually do this is because Lemonhead usually holds shipping back for me. And then what we usually do is we wait until it's a big box. And then I usually, once it's a big box and he says to me, right, that's it ready, usually then we ship it. So that it ends up, it's not as in like 3 or 4 times a week or every couple of weeks. So that it ends up, it's actually cheaper done that way. And that's the actual Lincoln head. That's what I'm saying. I knew I had another set of them. They're actually Wheaties. That's the next set of them. That's another set. There was nice ones that came out of that last set. But there was no 19. It's dated for 1910. I think it's dated for 1910. So there is no 1909, and everybody's like, well, there's a 1909. I know somebody held them back, the 1909s. These ones are 1950s back to. So these ones are 1950s. That's 1950 there. 1940, 1930, 1950s. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of 1950s, 1 of 1930s, and 1 of 1940s, and wheats. I don't know what the best whiskey is. Probably Glenmorangie, because everybody knows that one, Glenmorangie. Glenmorangie's, as in a lot of the whiskies, like take 10, they're like done, like left for about 10 years or something, as in a good malt whiskey. Usually left about 10 years, but there's a place, Burn Stewart Distillers, they do export whiskey, but it's really potent stuff. It's like, I think 40% or something proof of stuff, but they also do a vodka, and it's mainly for overseas. But there's another 3, I think there's 3 whiskey bonds. There's the Glenmorangie one, there's the Bell's Scottish whiskey, which I'm not sure where their place is, but there used to be one, as in where we had, when Morris bought that big building, there was a whiskey bond place just up the road for us, as in Raglan, as in just off the Farmland Road. But I can't remember the name of the whiskey factory, and it was big. I'm talking about the big round barrels, the actual wooden barrels. But it was stashed for like between 5, I think 7 years or something. It was stashed for, to basically, obviously, because as it's left, it matures itself. But a bottle of whiskey can start from £15 upward, at least £15 upwards. If you want, it depends on the whiskey itself and how long it lays for. Because you see, it's actually better when it's mature. When it's matured, the actual whiskey itself. That's doing my box in now. It's doing my. Andrew's bought it. There's two in particular. He paid 57. We paid 57 for the two bits, and I still can't find the two bits. And I don't know if it's that Engelhard one, but Lemonhead didn't know because I didn't say that I bought it and it was for somebody else, so it wasn't marked. And Andrew didn't go into sale. I bought it on behalf, and then messaged Andrew and says, I know, because Andrew's told me, he's like, if it's silver bar or silver round, he's like, I really like to put that in my collection. So I was like, well, if you specialise in that or that's what you want, I can get it. But this is what you're going to have to pay for it. And Andrew's like, aye, that's fine. But as I'm saying, it's annoying me now. No, it's no, Stamos, it'll not be in euros. It'll not be in euros, buddy. It'll be in actually Great British pounds. England voted to stay out of euros. So did Scotland. Scotland decided to stay out of euros as well, because when it was the vote for the euros, they were showing it on the news. This is what it'll be. They were showing products. This is what it would say, as in euros, and just everybody went up in arms and goes, well, we don't want it. So we actually stayed out. We actually stayed out of euros, but France's euros. So it's actually, that's what I'm saying, like our conversion rate over here, like say for instance, I bought a product for over in America, I get like something like 130 to the British pound. I get between, like, the conversion's like what, 75 cents to the pound. So for a pound a GBP, I get between what, 110, sometimes 120, 125. So that's how it's slightly cheaper. So say for instance I pay like $5. Say for instance, like I'll just give you for instance, like a roll of pennies, and I paid $5 for them. That'll be like 3.7. It'll cost me like what, 3.75. It'll be like 3.75 by the time I convert it. Like £3.75. I say I'm like, well, it's not a lot of money. But I don't. If I done donations, that's why I don't want people confused. The Royal Bank. There is the Royal Bank of Scotland, which is they'd actually done two banks. They've got the Royal Bank and they've got the Bank of Scotland. So there was RBS and there was also, but they were in conjunction, the same company, just split into sections. And then you had Clydesdale Bank, but Clydesdale Bank has been taken over by Virgin Money, but I don't know if they're actually going to stay as the Clydesdale Bank or whether they're going to change the name of Virgin Money. It's Richard Branson. The only, as I know it, is when you say Virgin, that's Richard Branson. It's Richard Branson's company, Virgin. It's the only two banks. It's up here as the Clydesdale Bank and the Royal Bank of Scotland, and that's why you see the notes sometimes on them. It'll say Royal Bank of Scotland, but you also see the Clydesdale Bank from time to time. But sometimes the notes are mixed. Sometimes they'll be English, Sometimes they'll be Scottish. Because sometimes you go to a cash machine, it'll be English notes that'll give you. Because when you go to England, like say for instance, I take a £5 note, a Scottish £5 note, some places won't accept it in England. No, I'm taking that, I'm not accepting that. You take it straight, you got to take it to the bank. If you're in England, my mum would see as long as it said sterling, my mum would take it. My mum has been dealing for years. He's like, you take it. It's just, as long as it says sterling on it. Yeah, I'll take it. I remember this guy and he goes, the Irishman, and my dad was selling the Irishman something, and he goes, and what's his name? Was it Michael? I think it was Michael. Was it Michael? I think his name was Michael, but he called himself Mick. And Mick says to my dad in his Irish accent, you take, you, do you take sterling? Do you take sterling? He says, do you take sterling? My dad turned around and says, aye, as long as it's got a queen seed in it. I always remember it. I pissed myself laughing. And I says to Dad, how do you know that? He goes, same notes. He goes, just different. He goes, it says different. It says sterling on it. He says, but it's got the Queen's head on it. As long as it's got the Queen's head in it, he goes, it's acceptable. He goes, I can get rid of them. It's not a problem. He says, and I can take them into a bank and cash them. But my dad was never for a bank. He hated banks. My dad hated banks. I only deal with banks because it doesn't sort of put money in. Because benefits you have to, they used to give you a gyro check, but now they don't give you a gyro check anymore. So you got to take it because you got to have a bank account to put it into. So they go into there. Andrew, I bet you Andrew's a way to thing me. Andrew's a way to look at that. Andrew's a way to look to see if to find that. I bet you that's a way to. He's a mod in here, but he'll be away. He'll be away looking at sale to see what it was. Because I told him if it's bought off a Lemonhead and I bought it off a Lemonhead sale, if we had agreed a price and it's in there and it was bought for Lemonhead, there'll be a video to prove the auction. So whatever it was, he'll find it. And it definitely said silver bar, but it was said a coin set, so he knows it should be a lot where the lot came up. It should be the silver bar, as in whatever silver bar it was, and then two lots after that should be the other one. Yeah. I wasn't sure if he was still here or not. He said the thing with the eyes lurking. So it'll be the lot before. Because I know it came up lot 49 or something. I can't remember what lot it was actually in, but I know it definitely was in March. So if it was purchased in March, it should be in March as in live stream. So you need to go back quite a bit to find it. I've never tasted Irish whiskey, but Dad used to drink this stuff. It was red tea. Oh my god, that stuff would blow the head off you. You get it like in a little glass. I'm starting to wonder now. That says GW. I don't think that was GW. That's $5 with certificate authenticity, Civil War. There's something, I think I just found it. I seen something in Lemonhead sale that week, and I'm a funny feeling that we've worked out it was actually silver. And I've this funny suspicion has been put in an envelope with saying GW on it, congrats. Aye, no, aye. Fort Sumter is Fort Sumter. I had a funny feeling that might be it. I need, I need, that's what I'm saying. I need you, Andrew, to check back for me, buddy, as in and see what these two lots were. I need you to double check and then get down me and as in take a screenshot of it and then send me over a screenshot of it so I can get that sorted. I try and get that sorted as in so I'm up to date. Because once I've got you up to date, I'll be quite happy once it's off my mind because it's in the back. It's as if it's like something that's niggling at me and it keeps niggling. It keeps niggling and it's like as if it's telling me. And I hate that when something's like niggling in my mind or in the back of my head, it's as if it's telling me and it keeps niggling at me. And I hate that when that happens. That niggling feeling. Lincoln, it starts doing my boxing. And then it gets to me. It's like somebody going like that and they keep prodding you like that, keep telling you, it's as if it's in the back of my head and that's it's doing the now. It's going like that, I'm jagging into the back of my head, into the back of my skull that it's not been sorted. And it needs fixing. As I said, I need just to double check it. So I can send the right two bits. Is that buffalo? Is that it? Is that a buffalo? Is that a buffalo? Is that a buffalo by any chance? Is that it? That it? You want it? I know that, but it's the other two bits, Andrew. I need you to that's what I'm saying. I need you to go back. It'll be as you need to go back to at least March. Go back to at least March, between March or April. Go back them and see if you can find it. It might be sort of in the middle of the auction, as in go to sort of the middle of the video and do it for there. I think it was sort of the middle-ish. Aye, Lincoln, we're trying to sort it because Andrew's purchased stuff They're trying to, that's what they're trying to do. That's why it was saying about, I sold it, it's gone. Andrew bought, Andrew bought that. Andrew purchased it. I did deals with Andrew as in I'll buy it as in it's costing me that, and then I'll work out a price in my head and I'll go, right, I need that for it, and then we'll sort of I'll haggle a bit, and then I'll give you that, and as long as it's sort of a wee bit touchier what I paid for it, it keeps the. I'm not a greedy person, no, Stamos, I'm not a greedy person. If I pay 35 and I get 37 or 39 or 40 for it, as in it covers my 3%, because I got 3%, PayPal takes off 3% off us, so every time that I get money in my PayPal account, it takes 3% of the final price off it. So I usually try and cover that, and then because I don't usually charge Andrew for the shipping for as in for across the water or shipping thingy. I usually, because Andrew's quite a regular client, Andrew buys a lot of bits as in for his own collection, but I don't really bother. I'm not really, as long as see if somebody's truthful with me and I say to them, are you buying it to resell it? And if you say you're buying it to resell it, it doesn't bother me, but at least I know, at least you've been honest with me and says, I'm buying it for to resell it. So I know that there's got to be a touch of profit left in it. There's got to be a bit left in it. So I tend to come and go with people. I'm like, well, it needs a cut of pound, leave a cut of pound in it for them. That's you can't. Dad was one of these people that he used to say about this monkey that put his hand too far in the jar, and he's right. So you think about this jar, right? So the jar's there, and this monkey, right? An actual monkey, right? So the jar's filled, right, or half full, right? But the monkey put his hand too far in the jar, but instead of him picking out the jar, he was greedy and he put his hand in the jar, and his hand gets stuck in the jar. So if you think about that in everyday life, right, as a dealer or even a collector, right, and you're picking at a jar, right, so the jar never becomes empty. But the minute you're greedy and you put your hand in the jar and want oil, you're going to have people that turn around and say, I'm not buying it anymore off you. I'm not dealing with you anymore because you've been greedy with the stuff. He always does. I'm waiting for one of these days me to turn on his eye and him to take, for Lincoln to take offence to it. No, because I'm wanting Andrew to do the last couple of bits because I want to, as in that, the two other bits, and then I would have sent it. We usually send it, Andrew, because it's quite a bit of money. Sent it recorded delivery, and then I know that it's done. I know then you're up to date. It means then it pacifies my mind, and then we can carry on further, like usual. Because I know you bought them, but that's what I'm saying. I sort of gave you a sweetener this week, as in I said to you. Seen them two, and I was like 75. They're 75, like, because Lincoln's like, man. Lincoln has done Wheaties, right? Wheaties, which took him, it took him nearly most of his life to do the wheat sense, and Lincoln is what we class him as the Ike man. He saves all the $8. As Lincoln's got videos as on his channel, but they're like 2-year old videos, but it actually explains what date Ike started from. His video's good. It's really good, his video. And then that's how when I seen the 75, 76, I was like, right, if Andrew's not got them, I was like, I'm going to buy, because that's what I done. I said to Lemonhead times 2. So one for myself and one for Andrew. And that's how I was like, well, it's cost me 29, and I'm like, well, I'll treat him. I was like, I'll treat Andrew, because if he's not got it in his collection, we'll put two of them in his collection. Even though they're not silver, we'll still put them in his collection. Then you have all the eights. So you have all the $8 in your collection. Well, I hate that. You're left with one bit out of collection, and you're like, I really would like to finish that collection, finish it off, and there's one in particular, and you're like, but then because it's more expensive, because it's a key date or something about it, and you go, I'd really like to finish that collection. Here he's telling you 51 years to get the first complete set of wheats, and then he put together three sets in total. And then he's telling you, and that's what he said. There's, I think, Lincoln said, I'm sure Lincoln said on one of his chats, he says there's four variations. Was it four variations, Lincoln? The 1909. Right, so we know that. That's what I'm saying. So that one's sorted. So that one's, and that's not in my collection anymore. So that's. Hold on, Andrew. I'm going in the other room. I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. I'm just going in that other room to take that in, so I know that that's dropped in that other package. You seen it? You seen it, Andrew? Right? There it's there. Right? I've left it in the envelope. At Buffalo. Right? Everybody's seen it. It's in that package. So you've only the two other items. If you if I didn't send them already, you're still owed two. They were originally for Lemonhead, so you need to go through Lemonhead's videos to find the other two. Because that'll get repackaged up, Andrew, into like a bubble pack, what I usually do for you, the bubble pack. So that's it done. That's what I'm saying. I take it out, especially once the money's exchanged hands and it's in my account, it goes into. I still not sure about that Liberia, but that's something thing there. Fucking bugging the tits out of me. And then I was gonna do something with Kayla, because Kayla seen something. There was something that Kayla liked. As in the tone, there was a couple of tones, but it was because it was in a lot, as in there was something else that was in the lot I wanted it, because that one's like a sunblessed. It looks like sunblessed. It's actually better under the light in the microscope because it's got different colours of toning. As Kayla's into them. No, Lincoln Andrews in England, buddy. But because he buys off of me, I usually sticks them into mines. But then we've got a system. Me and Andrew's got a system worked out for stuff that he's wanting at a sale, like during the week there on Tuesday. I think, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? And it was Monday. It was Monday, wasn't it, Andrew? Monday at Joe's, and we discussed a Britannia. There was a Britannia, but Andrew knows the prices. as in he looks on eBay, as in the prices of stuff, what he can get it for. So I usually tell him to give me a rough guide, and then I'll say to him, right, would you want to pay for that? And he tells me, and then I usually just don't go over it. If somebody gives me, it's like somebody giving you a budget and saying they're like a proxy bid, and they're telling you, well, don't go over that amount. That's what I want to spend. So you sort of don't spend all their budget. You sort of leave a wee bit of gap. I'm sure that at 1914D, I think George is looking for one of them as well, Andrew. 1914D. Because I need to see if I've got the. I need to check my other collection to see if I've got 2000 and the 2000 and 2001 as in the 50s quarters. Because that's the quarter ones are the ones where there's two. It's like a two set. It's like a two set in the actual packaging themselves. You get the Sacagawea, and then you've got the quarter state quarter, the 50 state quarters, the 50 state quarters. So it is. Like, if you want to give me if you want to give me your email address, or you tell Andrew how to get hold of you, and you deal with Andrew if that's what he's wanting. Andrew's a good buyer. Andrew's a good buyer. He's a good payer. Let him know Let him know exactly what you're willing to do. It's fine, Link, because he's got two places. He's got two places. If he gets stuff off of me, as in either he could send it, he could send it to Joe, or send it to Shibby, because Andrew buys stuff off of Shibby Rob. He could send it there. So it doesn't cost you a fortune. As long as he knows that you sent it, and you just deal with it. That's what I'm saying. I don't mind somebody coming onto my channel, as long as it's not, I'm not doing an auction and disturb it. You should chat amongst yourselves and do deals between each other. Because that was the whole idea behind my channel, was to do deals, wheeling and dealing, as in between each other. Get stuff that you need for your own collection. I don't want to feel like I don't want to feel like a middleman. I don't want to feel like the middleman. My channel is for so that we can grow. We can grow the USA family across the full water, as in, and get stuff that we actually need, or stuff that you are looking for that's over here, and ship it back and forward. That was the whole idea, to grow the community. I just wanted to feel as if I was part of something for once. Wasn't the money? It's not the money, Lincoln. It's not the money, and it's not the fame for YouTube. If you get me. That one's black. Why is that black instead of blue? That one looks black. I've never seen one that looks that kind of colour of black. I think that looks dead dark. They two look like blue, dark blue. But that one looks black. $19.99 looks a black one. I don't know what's different between them. That's Liberia. Aye, Lincoln. If you friends request Andrew, go through my as in my friends list, and Andrew's on my friends list. As in just as in reach out to him, and he's nothing, nothing to do with me. If it goes wrong, it's nothing to do with me. It's between you two. Don't involve me. As I said to Hector the other week when he was trying to get ACS, I was like, okay, I'm mod, but don't involve me. I'm not picking him. The weird end deals between you and him. Don't involve me. If I'm dealing with you, then if anything goes wrong, if I'm dealing with you, then I take the consequences. But if it's your then the deals between you and somebody, don't involve. I never seen that. I didn't hear nothing. As they say, hear no evil, speak no evil, speak no evil. There's another one. I actually got another one of them. That one looks like a prototype. No, it's actually cut out, actually. I don't know it's cut out. No. Yeah, that's better. No, that one doesn't want to come out as much. It doesn't want to come out as good as the other one. I think style like that. Because there's a half. They're a $half, 1964p, MS63. MS63. Because there's another one that says Lemonhead on it. There's another one that can go into there. I know there's only one person left. They've buggered off, probably found another live stream, because it's that time. There's all these different live streams. That one goes in there. So that's two, so I know that can go out to somebody else. I'll see what I'll only keep one and then I'll send ones to somebody else. But there's another one. There's US President John F. Kennedy. There's a wee bit of tone. Andrew, there's one that's a wee bit of toning. Look, there's one with a wee bit of toning. See it just at the corner. See it in the top, just in the corner there. You can just see it. It's gone like a dark colour. That's where it's tone. It's actually toning. That's 2006 Liberia. And John F. Kennedy. because that's 00107. I was like, how the fuck do you get all that stuff? How come you? How do you manage to? Because of the leg. I don't use the money because I don't go at the weekend. Aye, and it also says there. It says in it 99. There it says there 9999 silver, 20 grams, 2006 proof, Liberia, $20. I only keep Andrew a certain amount in my collection, but then I'm thinking, what if we did, like, say for instance, like the donation thing, and I'm like, what if I make first prize and get a cut of silver bits? But then I'm thinking it need to be that you get your money back for the coin, but it's not really as in to make profit. It's to cover the overheads and cover the overhead so I can buy more coins. Because if I can buy an extra coin, have one for my own collection and have one for a resale, or somebody says, well, I'm really like that, because that was the whole idea, to trade things back and forward. But I'm like, well, I want if it's a trade, you want for similar value. So if it's 30 or 40, it's worth 40, you want at least 40 worth a trade, if you get me. Do you follow? That is nice. Because there's Richard Nixon. I must have bought him a bit back. At least a bit back. Because there's another one, another one of Liberia at $20. But that's Richard Nixon. That's Richard Nixon. What is them dots? Alright, it must be on a casing. The actual casing itself. Richard Nixon. Some things I have to. It's like one of the things that you buy something, you go, liked it at a time, and then you go, I get these days where I go, I like it at a time. It's like comfort buying. You buy it and then you go, you feel guilty about buying it. The next day you go, why do I feel guilty? Why do I feel guilty about buying it? If the money's there, well, why not? And then you go, and that's guilty feeling, as if you've done something wrong, and then you go, and then you think to yourself, do I really like it? Am I actually going to keep it? But then, as you said, you've told me a few times, like, if you don't like something in your collection, if it's if it's silver, let me know. That's how I tend to buy them, because I'm like, well, if I don't like it, then I know at least somebody else likes it. Because that was the whole idea of putting it into somebody else's collection that might like it. But then I don't want them overpaying for it. I'd rather them, as in 2-3 years down the line, they turn and say, nah, I'd like to sell it. But just don't tell me what you got for it, because I don't want to know. I don't want to know what you got for it. It was like my dad and people come back, like a trader and a dealer, and he thought, Gordon, I bought a half year Gus, because my dad's nickname was Gus. Gus, I got £160 off of that. And my dad would be like, you fucking rotten bastard. And it was like, tell somebody, it wasn't that he was jealous. It was like, you're envious of that person, like, getting that kind of money, but then they're telling you, it's as if they're boasting to you, I got 160 for that. But I was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. That's your business. That is your business. I don't want to know. I got what I got for it. I'm quite happy what I got for it. I don't want to know. But they would tell him. They would tell him anyway. But I used to hate that. My dad used to hate that. My man hated that. It's as if they're rubbing it in wounds into salt at 160 for that. Or 200 for that. I bought it off of you. My man sometimes get him a second time round. Put a wee bit of extra on top with something. Falling time. You tell me. I'll get you. I'll get you, you bugger. I'll ask a wee bit more for that next time. But when you tell him that, my dad was good at his, that's what I'm saying, my dad was good at his job. He'd go onto eBay, he was like Andrew, he'd go onto eBay at night time and he'd sit there for hours on end. And he used to call me Creeping Jesus. And I'd be like, what? I come in, I see the light, as in, because what had happened is, I used to be in that room, right, which is, that room that mum's got is actually bigger. It's a lot bigger than this one. So that was the box bedroom. And the computer used to be in that one. And you used to see when he would come in at night time, you see the land, he put the landing light off, but you see the light in the room or the monitor lighting up. So you knew he'd be in there. And there'd be times where I'd be like, he's sitting in there, I wonder what he's up to. And then what I would do was I'd creep for the bedroom, go along the landing, and while he was watching this computer screen, I'd creep in the back and round the back of him and I'd put my hand on him. And sometimes he would go fucking jump out his skin and he'd be like, what you doing? Because I was interested in what he was researching, and that's what he was doing. He was researching stuff. He would be researching certain bits. What are you looking at? Nothing. I say he tell you nothing. Not doing nothing. He was researching, he was figuring it out. He was figuring what was next to come up in the market and look at prices, sit and research prices and look at things. And then he used to say to me, a picture can be very deceiving depending what the way it's pictured. As in there's certain like angles where it would pictures with devious. He say he would check the description because you go like that. You look at your picture because he taught me how to do it on eBay. Look at your picture first, but don't just go in the picture. Look at your description and really read it and read the description. And maybe read it a couple of times over and be like, there's something no 100% about that. But it's worth buying. It needs a bit of resurrection. It needs fixing. It needs a couple of bits put on it. There's a couple of bits missing. As he went into Skeletric and he was doing well at this, as in with Skeletrics, he's buying them up. And he showed me one day. I was like, how do you know how to get them running as in without any track? Is that with a 9 volt battery? I said, what'd you do with that? Watch this. Put a car on the top. I don't want to give the tricks away because he taught me the tricks, how to do it. And I was like, all right. But he was good at painting. He was good at his job. He used to make things nice looking, decal it and all that, put the decals on it and everything. But his wiring, bare wire job. Oh Jesus. Last time I come up I was like, what you doing? Putting wires on and that. Not doing it right. It's supposed to be solder jointed. And then he got me to do all the solder. You send me work done as in with the Skeletric, the bullets and all that car on, put the wires on them and send them back to him. And then when I was up here for a week, he's like, all right, you can do all the bullet work. What do you mean the bullet work? It's like they're the bullets. That's the bullets. It's like for the guides. He's like, I want you to solder them. There was ones where there was lights on them, right? And what he was doing was he was taking the lights at them. There were ones where there's in Skeletrics, then sort of newer ones, the newer versions, there's flashing lights. he couldn't work out how the lights worked. There was a resistor through them, and he was like, as long as I can get them roughly, he's like, as long as I can fix them, make them as in work to a certain degree, I've got a buyer. He had a buyer from a buyer in France for stuff, but then he got chucked off because he wasn't well. As I said, he wasn't well. As in, he got chucked off. He got banned. He got banned off of eBay. But he was good. Old man was good in what he'd done. That's what I'm saying. Even though he didn't leave me any money, he left me a lot of knowledge, a lot of valuable knowledge that come up, and it's come up as well for this, for coins. That's what I'm saying. I know very little about coins. As in, I see a coin, I go, I know the countries of them, but I don't know the values of them. But I know when I can feel like, as in when a good deal, as in, or I go into an auction, I can feel it, and I go, it's sort of thing. It's either quiet this week, or as in it'll be busy, and then I'll go, right. If it's busy, I'll go, I'm all going a couple of pound more, or I'm going to go with that. I sort of have a figure or a budget set in my head. I want to spend at least about 150, 200, and I want at least about 20 or 30 items out of that auction. But then if I don't win them, I'm like, oh well. That's what I've sometimes said in the chat, as in the auction. See, when I say bye bye coin, that's me saying bye bye to it. Bye bye coin. Because I'm not upset. I'm not upset it's went more. I'm not upset at who's bought it. I don't get selfish, and I don't get upset if somebody else that wins it. I'm like, congratulations. You've got a good deal there. Good on you. If you get more for it, then good. I don't get upset about it and tell me, I needed that coin. I just wait for the next time it come around, because I know in about 6-7 months' time, or a couple of months' time down the line, something will come up near as good as that one. Because it was like them Liberas. I must have seen them at the right time. I've obviously seen them at the right time. I'm going to finish up anyway, guys, because it's that time already. So that's the Liberia. So that's the Civil War. So that's in that. That goes into that. Put them all together, and then I know exactly where to go and get them. But as I said, so we've got you the buffalo. So the buffalo's ticked. I knew about that's what I'm saying. I knew about the buffalo, but it's that other one that's bothering me. And I'm thinking, did I send Andrew it? Did I send Andrew it? Did I not send Andrew it? And then I'm thinking, did it get sorted? Because I remember it was niggling the last time I sent you a package. I know it was niggling. I can't mind. That's what I said. And I said, I wasn't getting at you when I turned around and said about that message. As long as I'm one of these people, as long as if you be honest with me and don't try and shaft me or get one over on me, I'll be your friend for life. If I've not sent it, I would rather you say, you've not sent it, I've definitely not got it. But I know you're like me. You buy quite a few bits, and then all of a sudden, out of memory, you forget. But if we've marked it and you've not got it, I know that's what I'm saying. I want you to double check. And then ding me, and then I need you to go back. Between the March and April at Lemonhead, it definitely was bought at Lemonhead pennies. The pachyderm, the elephant came for coin up. I know about that one, but I definitely know. I know them two that it was agreed for 57. They weren't at Joe's. They were at Lemonhead pennies, and Lemonhead leaves all the videos. He never deletes the videos, the auction. I need you to go back at least March to thing me to find that, because if it's in, hi Edward, because if it's in that lot and maybe by accident it's been put into my collection, I've seen it, I've obviously seen it, went past it, thought it was mine's, and because it wouldn't have been marked as Andrew, because you didn't buy it. If you'd bid for it and you said, is it alright to put it in Alex? And he said it was fine, he put it in mine's. You're welcome. Aye, if it's been bought as I paid for it, it'll be put as mine, so it wouldn't have been marked. That's what I said. I need you to go back and check it, double check it, and then send me on Messenger, and even take a screenshot of what it looks like. As soon as I see it, as soon as I clap eyes on it, I'll recognise it and go, I know where that is. Because I'll pull the boxes apart. I know it's definitely no, if it has fell into my collection, it'll be in the opened ones. So I know it's not in the unopened ones. But if it was in this lot and it was the Engelhard, because I know it was bought, because you bought lot such and such, but I can't remember exactly what lot it was. It was two I saw, and I was like, that one's for Andrew and that other one's for Andrew. And I think I said to you about the Engelhard, there was one that was plain, high wheat back. There was one that was plain I tell you about, and he goes, no, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. I went, that's fine. He goes, there's a certain one, and you looked at one that was similar, and he goes, I like that one. I goes, well, I've got that one, or I've got that one coming. And he goes, well, I'll take that. That's what I'm saying. It might get mixed into my high drive shaft Drew. I haven't seen drive shaft for ages. Right, so that's that. That one's that. So that one goes in. That can go in there. So that's that. I'm trying to not watch that glass, that case out of the cabinet sitting next to me, and I'm pushing it up my elbow. It's getting further knocked to there, and I'm trying to watch it doesn't fall off the table because the glass is already cracked. I didn't crack it, it was cracked when I bought it. I paid 25. I paid 25 off another dealer for it. I goes, it's fine, the glass will be fine. I super glued, I put super glue in it and glued the glass together, but then I was like, well, if it comes a time, I'll get a glass for it. I just haven't been, it's been lying under the bed, because as I said, I was going to go back to the car boots, and my surrogate father, Alec Watts, turned around and told me, it's finished up there. He says, there's no point, don't even go near it. He's like, you're wasting your time going up there. He's like, he said to me, he says, you're better than, yes, he says, you're better than the internet online, because when my dad passed away, I let Alec know. Because that was his best pal. And I let Alec know. And Alec came through for Kilburnie, because Alec stays at Kilburnie. They were pals, as in the car boot sale. They were best pals for years. And when Dad passed away, he become what a surrogate father to me. But then Alec come no well as well. Last time he dinged me, WhatsApp me, had a big mark in his his neck. I don't know if he's still alive with Alec, because I get told he was dead, and then I found out somebody was at it. Somebody was pulling the leg. He wasn't. Just that nobody'd seen him for ages, and somebody else that knew him goes, no, he's up and down and visited with Alec Watts, because he's not dead. Not dead, but then he was no well for a while. I haven't spoke to him since. But I know where he stays. He got a big house in Kilburnie, massive house, Kilburnie. It's not the train ride down. But I don't want to go down there and ding me. I'm no be there. Well, I go down, see him, go through. No, because that's what I'm saying. If you've sorted it and it ding me, you've definitely sent it. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I just don't want a big, as in ding me, a big kick up on here. Don't, please, just don't. I don't want to ding me because it was Andrew's Andrew's friends with me, and you're I like you as well. I just wanted that sorted, as in that's what I said, because he's a good buyer. Andrew's a good buyer. He'll never do you a bad turn. That boy, he help you as much as he possibly can. A lot of a lot of you UK collectors will help you more than anything else, as in they'll come in your auctions and all the rest and hang out with each other. It's fine, mate. No, because there's Annex. Because there's Lincoln Cents. They're 2009 Ds. One's P and one's D. Because that was the whole idea. Because that's presidential. That's presidential life. They're graded Annex MS65s are D or better. I'll end up opening them. They'll get opened because I want a couple out of them. People's turn around and tell me, don't open that roll. It's probably worth more. I like no opened, left like that. But I was like, no, that's the whole idea behind that. Getting rolls. You take a couple out and then pass them along the line. Because I bet you any money if you got them singly graded, because I put gloves on so I didn't touch them, so I didn't touch facials. Because I would do P and D, I put two of them together. So you get one of each, P and D. That's what I'm saying, Andrew. Eventually I'm going to open them. Once I get 50 or 60 people, as in the channel, as in the actually want stuff, that's what I'll do. I'll start busting rolls open. Because I don't need full rolls. I don't need full rolls. It's Paul's offered. We Polly spam man's offered me stuff. And then Polly's like, if there's any rolls you don't need that, as in just send me a list of what you don't want. Just don't bust them. He's like, it's a wrap. Polly's got a thing about rappers. Polly's like that. Polly's like, don't bust him. That was the whole idea behind buying rolls, was to get a couple of them, because I know they're worth more as than single. As long as I get my money back, see, for instance I paid 30 for them, right? I'm just going to give you an example. Say I pay 30 for them and I got $1 a piece, right? So I end up with there's 50 in a roll, so that's what $50. I get $50 back. So I don't know what that is. $50 in is. Let me get my phone. We're back 2 minutes, guys. I'm just going to check something a minute. $50. Bring me American. $50 American is what? I'm just thinking about it this way. The way I'm thinking about it, Eva Molly. I don't even know who Eva Molly is. I get these stupid messages sent for people I don't even know. I hardly even know the people. The ones that I save ones and I know. I'm more frightened with the expense it'll cost to get coins graded. So $50 USD to GBP is what It's 36. It's 50, 50, 50 United States dollars. It's equal to 36. It's equal to £36 and 20 sterling. So if I bought in for what I shouldn't be telling, because this is none of nobody's business what I'm speaking of. Because that's what people see. You shouldn't be telling their business. 30 USD GBP is. So 30 is 21.76. So they'd probably cost me, if I paid 30, say 30, because I probably paid 30 for each. So that's $60. So it's costing me 60 for them two. Because I might have not bought them as sets. I might have bought them singly to get them. Because I've seen P and I've probably seen D. So if I get less of my money and a bit of profit, I'll be quite happy. And that helps me buy more. That helps me buy more coins, because I get stuff off a I get stuff off a cheapskate. I know where Big T's getting his stuff from, but I don't. That's none of my business. As in where Mama goes, Mama T. I found out by accident. But I'd rather buy off a Mama T and Big T, because they've had the chance back. Justin's going to have to do a lot of work to get it done me for me to buy stuff off of Armando, the Vault. I'd buy stuff off Armando. I've never dealt with Lincoln, so I don't know. I'm one of these people I agree. I'm still waiting for stuff for Conan, but I know it'll come. He'll either send it to Joe or he'll send it straight to here. So I know about Conan because I just left it with Conan. Because I seen the thing, I noticed that Conan's deleted a lot of his videos off his channel. There's only 4 videos on there. That's what I'm saying. I don't go around bashing channels, but I gave them plenty of chances. But Justin had his chance and messed up, and it's going to take a lot for to basically buy off him again. But Cheapskate, I bought quite a few bits off of Cheapskate coins, because Hidden's usually in from time to time, goes into Cheapskates. I wouldn't say a bad word about it, Hidden either. Joe's is definitely a good auction to go to, and Lemonheads as well. There's not a lot of profit. The thing is with coins, there's not a lot of profit in it. There's a couple of pound. There's only a couple of pound here and there. I know. That's why I didn't bother about it. I didn't want to. Do you know what I mean? I'm one of these people. I wait patient, and then I get a certain point. I'm like, I've waited enough time. I'll just send an email saying I'm waiting for goods, as in you've not sent me them. Can you tell me what's going on? As long as you be honest with me and say, look, I'm having problems. I'm definitely going to send you. It's safe. Do you know the worst part, Andrew? The worst part where I really fret is when it goes in shipping, when it's in postal's hands. I've seen things go missing when it's in their hands. I don't mind if it's at Lemons, because then I know it's safe. And when it gets here, because there's times where I do email Lemonhead and let them know, look, I've took a photograph of this or whatever and sent them it and said, look, I've got that. That's it here. It's sitting here. Because that's the whole idea, is to do videos to let people see, so that they know, Alex done a video. He's done a live stream. He's showed everything that's in the box. He's happy with what he's dealt with. So if there's any parts missing, it's evidence. It's done as evidence. Plus, also it helps the channel grow. It lets people see, look, he's got this. It's got that. He's got this. And people turn around and say, well, I'm interested in that. I really would like that. Or they would turn around and say, well, I really like British coins. Because that's what I've done. I made up British lots. But I had to put money, I had to be separate for the money for American stuff. So what I've done is I put it in a different account, money in a different account, so I know I can't touch that. That's money for that. So that money's sitting there. There's money for this. But I'm really, it was the Americans that took me in that made me welcome and so on and say, hey, here we man, come here. Come here, you coming here. Come here, come here. You coming here. There's a spot there. Sit there. You're more than welcome to sit there. It's like you going into a pub, and you're sitting there on your own, the next minute you see this person coming up beside you, you're thinking to yourself, is she worth sitting there? Am I going to get touched? Is she going to start as in give me a load of that? Or is he actually going to be pleasant with me? And if you feel comfortable with that person sitting next to you, usually they start blabbing to you, as in start talking to you, be friendly with you. See, once you start being friendly, it's like saying to somebody, you're only a stranger to somebody because you don't know them yet. If you take that time to get to know them, they're not a stranger anymore. So we're all strangers on YouTube. Although that we've never met face to face, it doesn't mean to say that you're not friends with that person. That's what they done. They made me feel welcome. Hi, come in here. So I know that I've got to stay. I can't make mistakes. I can't afford to make mistakes. Because if I make mistakes, it'll take me 6 months or a year. I drive shaft. It take a year or 2 years or 6 months to if you've made that mistake, because the community give you chances. They'll forgive you, but they'll not forget what you did. And that's why I try and keep the reputation good, because it's my reputation. It's nothing else. And I like to try and keep that good, because I don't want doors shutting in my face. Because I can't afford to have doors shutting in my face. Because the minute you start shutting doors off, you're shutting avenues for it to get in. Because they tell somebody else. Because they've got friends as well that you don't know. They tell somebody else, don't touch him, don't go near him, don't talk to him. He tells too much of the thing. He does that. He get you into trouble. So you sort of got to tread carefully. That's what I do. But I don't like treading. I'm one of these people, I don't like treading in eggshells. I don't like feeling as if I'm treading in eggshells. I hate that. I hate that feeling. But as I'm saying, they made me feel welcome in the coin community. And that's why I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to get the balance. I'm trying to work out ways of getting round things. And it's like if I find out the shipping's less, I'll do it less. But then I don't want people to come back to me and say, by the way, I didn't get my stuff, because that'll upset me. You've not get your goods, although that you've not paid money for it. But the thing is, I've got to cover shipping costs back and forward. As long as I cover them, I'm not worried about the coin. I'm not worried about the cost of the coins. I'm not worried. That's not a worry I've got in my mind. It's the shipping. It's this shipping that it's annoying me. The shipping costs. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? I want parcels where I can turn around and say, right, you've got your. It's like what week back just said, Andrew's got his shipping. He's got his tracking number. You gave a tracking number to the customer. You said, there's a tracking number. There's your thing, mate. Even although that it's a gift. But that gift, again, somebody a gift out. That word of mouth spreads. You tell somebody else and tell somebody else. Oh, I got a nice gift for you. Such and such. It comes back, it returns itself, it rewards itself. You got to think about it in the long term. Don't just think short term, because short term is it's not a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. This and YouTube is not a quick fix. It's long term. It's a long-term It's a long-term investment, but it depends what you want out of it. Depends what your goal is. Everybody's got their own goal. We've all got our own goal to get. Some people like to be friends with other people. Some people are only in it because they enjoy hanging out with other people. Some people are in it for to make money out of it. Some people are trying to make a living for it. And I don't grudge giving somebody a couple of pound as in bread and butter. You're getting stock, you're getting coins, you're getting them for as in you might be getting them for slightly more than what they paid for, but that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. It's like Drive Shaft Drew's in here now. Drive Shaft's good with the old guitar, right? He's got the husky dogs. They cost money. He's got a place that he pays a mortgage or whatever. Let take money and then he's out doing mechanics or whatever else. He's got a trade. We've all got our own trades behind us. I've got no trade. I've messed up my life. I fucked it up. Slightly. But I learned a lot of valuable skills. My actual job is although that I haven't any trade papers to prove it, I do valeting and I'm good at my job. I spend hours in a motor to make it right, but it's been a long time since I've cleaned a car, since I went out and cleaned a motor. But I also do as in I take stuff off of eBay, or I've done it, took stuff off of eBay and refurbished it. Took something apart and goes or I've looked at something and went, that'll work again. People's like, how do you know? I just know. I just get this feeling. I got instinct. Look at something, I go, that'll work again. But how do you know? I just know. There was one that I took for eBay, right? I paid £9 for it. I took a chance on it, untested. Didn't tell me that he said that it might need a battery replacing. Puts a different battery in it for a different phone. Tries to power it up. No power. But that's weird. Well, that's dead. That's dead. The dodo looked at the screen. That's a good screen that's on that. Now I know it's a good screen that's on it, but it's gone in. That's going into a PC. It's going in. That eventually going into a PCB, but I'm not doing it now because I'm doing one project at a time. The mobile phone stuff was in the back burner, but also while I'm doing the coins, I'm learning a lot of the software on the unlocking side. I've not said to anybody. I've been doing it in between this. I've been jumping between Facebook. I've been jumping between Facebook and YouTube because I've not said to anybody. Because I don't want people turning and saying, well, how do you do this and how do you fix this? And me telling them the wrong information. I want to know everything that I'm learning. A lot of the unlocking software and the hardware side of it is all Asians and Pakistans and Turkish, which they all speak in their own language. And it's hard to follow their own language. But the thing is, I follow videos. It's like I learn by videos, watching somebody, what they're doing, what buttons are they pressing, what does that actually say. I actually go into his videos and I zoom in the videos. It's like when Drive Shaft Drew's doing a video or a live stream, I'm listening for all the background stuff. I can hear a pin drop. Hi Ian. It's like when I go into Ian's, like the last video, and I was like, he was doing that sewing machine. They actually done a part. He made a part. So he gets this part for his neighbour, and it's like a kiwi. It looks like a kiwi, right? So it looks like a kiwi, and Ian looks at it and goes, that one, and he put on his video, can you just, it's always a person when it says, can you just, so you've got a welder, so somebody's known, he's got a welder, and it says, can you just, right? So Ian looks at it and goes, no, can't weld that, because it's a different metal, right? Now, Ian's made a part up, right? So Ian's like, material, I've got material. So he goes, I'll try and glue it. But then he uses Gorilla Glue and it falls apart, right? So I watched. I don't know what the next video, right? So it's I like videos that are like rebuilding, but I'm watching everything that Ian's doing. I'm trying to explain. It's like when I watch a video, I'm looking for every little detail, and it's like, say for instance, I've watching a movie. I watch it the first time, get the storyline out, like the storyline. I maybe watch that video 3, 4 times over. I might go back to it a few times because I go, right, I've watched it and I know the storyline. Now I start looking for all the details of that video. It's the same with videos. I'm taking information in. It's like when I go into small engine nations, I'm taking the information in, I'm soaking it in. If somebody that says, it's like you watch another video and somebody says, oh, I've stuck with such and such. You've watched the video of somebody else's, you can tell them in a comment, go to see such and such's video. But sometimes I don't always remember whose last video I was on. Where was that video I saw? What was it I saw that he was asking that question? It was like when I went to Ali Mac and I thought he was looking for information, and then he's telling me about ECUs, and then he's like, go and get this equipment and all the rest. I wasn't interested because I'm like, that's something special, a special field. Now, there's money involved in that. I know there's money involved. The reason why a lot of people went into fixing phones is because there's good money in it. There's good money in it, but it's knowing how to take. There's 3 ways of fixing a phone when it's PCB, when it's got PCB problems, and you have to have the right equipment. I have the specialised equipment. The only thing that I haven't got is the hot air station. There's a big hot air station. It's like a soldering iron, and then it's got a hot air gun. But the hot air gun goes as in hotter than boiling water. But it's for taking small parts off. But you got to know as in what test procedures, what test points and all this. But if like a phone's really dead and it's got corrupt software, you have to take EMC chip out, and that's a specialised field. That's really gets when it gets technical, and you have to have the right specialised equipment. I've got all the specialised equipment. I've got the Medusa Pro box. I've got the Easy J Tag box. That's what you call J Tag. It's called J tagging. But you've also got, there's a new thing that's come into the market. It's called UFS, which is Universal Flash Storage. And you've also got what they call ISP. It's Internet Service Provider or Internet Server Provider. It means that you have to have 5 wires. But when they brought the new addition in, it's showing you the MMC way, which is 4 wires. It's 4 wires going. It's actually 6, but it's got 4 going that way, like that. When you talk about UFS, it's got 2. It's got 2 lines, and it goes like that. It crisscrosses. So it's only got 4. But I was watching a video the other night, or I seen something on Facebook, and the guy has drilled the MMC chip. So he's drilled it. He's made a big. It looks like a crater. So he's made a crater in it, right? Because you can't go when you when they're doing it, they're drilling the surface of the actual eMMC chip, and inside it's got connector legs. There's like little tiny legs, as in like that. It's sit down the way. It's like pads. They look like they look like pads. They take the top layer off, and they go into the section. There was four spots on it. I noticed there was 4 spots. So I'm trying to figure out, right? So if you didn't drill it, is there 4 connections underneath instead of drilling the top of the EMC? Because that's to me doing the drilling way as a cowboy. It's cowboy. This cowboy way. It's cowboy in it. That's a cowboy shot. And then what they're doing is they're putting a layer or putting a bit of duct tape. They're putting a bit of duct tape on top of it so it doesn't connect with anything. Right? So you're not putting anything back on the layer. Right? Because when you're doing the MMC way with the adapter, you take the chip off and you put it into the adapter and it sits on the pads. But the pads has got to be clean. Pads has got to be clean in order you got to reball it and then put it on the adapter and then put it onto the machine, right? But what I'm wondering is, if you flip that over, there must be 4 connectors where they're drilling into that section. There must be four areas. I want to find out where the 4 areas is so I can attach it, because I want to attach it when it's up. What I want to do is I want to take the MMC chip, turn it upside down, and where it's got all there's like on these chips underneath where it sits in the PCB, it's got like all these silver pads. It's like little round balls. They're like, hard to explain. It's like wee gold pads, and they're like wee dots. It's like they look like needles. They look like needles. What I want to find out is, where is the connectors? Them 4 connectors, because I found it was. I'm sitting and I'm going, hold on a minute. You've got. If you think about it, you've got radio transmitting, right? So you've got a radio, right? So you've got radio frequency, right? But they used to use no internet. The older phone used to use no internet, and then they put internet facilities on them, right? So you've got internet facilities, but you've also got radio frequency, right? So you've got an antenna, which is radio frequency, and you've also got as an information that's on the MC chip. This is how I worked it out, because my dad used to mess about with radios, and I'm thinking back and I'm going, hold on a minute, and I goes RX and TX. It says RX, and one says TX. And I went, hold on a minute. I goes, I recognise these, but I was like, why do I recognise these? Now, I've not looked at books or anything or schematics. I'm looking at trying to digest all this information, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm going, hold on a minute. It goes RX and TX. Goes, I think I know what that is. And I goes, and I seen it said RX, and there's an arrow pointing out this way, and TX is pointing in this way. I might have got it wrong. I might have got it in the wrong way, but I'm just trying to let you understand. So there's an arrow going this out that way, and there's an arrow going in this way. I started remembering about radio-controlled cars. It's receiver and transmitter. RX is receiver, and TX is transmitter. So receiver is to receive a signal in, and transmit is to receive a signal out. It works on the same frequency as radio frequency, a phone. And I was like, hold on a minute, this makes sense. This starts to make sense. But a lot of it's like, when you start talking about phones and how they work and all that, people get lost in it, because it's like it's to them it's like gobbledygook, but to us it's like headache material. It's like, oh my god, it's like head splitting because you've got to you get like your ICs and you get this ones and you've got all these different little components on them and you've got to take tests. Now I'm no good with I'm hopeless with multimeter, but I can look at something and go, and I'm like, my old man's like that. He used to go by touch feel, and he go like that, and he wet his finger just damp like that, damp, and he feel things. And I used to wonder why he was doing that. It's because he can feel the heat. He can feel the heat of transmitting. But that's no good because when a component goes bad, it's it creates an open signal. It creates an open signal. It's very much like a sensor, like a trigger. It's like you putting on as in turning off a light switch. So you turn it on, so it triggers it. So it should open and then close, open, close, open, close. But if a component's knackered, it's open circuit. It'll feed. It feeds or it doesn't send signal out. This is when it becomes complicated, but I don't want to get into that at the moment. I want to sort of do coins to now because coins is like out of my comfort zone. I never done coins until I come to YouTube. I'm still learning with you guys. I'm still learning. I'm not any better than anybody else. It's one of the ones that I went out my comfort zone because I wanted to try something new, try something different that I hadn't done before. And I didn't. I noticed the shipping prices and all the rest on eBay when I started a lot of research later on. Hold on a minute here. This is interesting. This is getting more interesting as I'm going along. And I was like, But I've had people that's turning his but as in about auctions and as in like get quick get rich quick over auctions because your auctions bring profit. Aye, auctions do bring profit, but you got to know when to cut it off and say, right, as in the bidding's gone too high, enough, and drop it. But you have to, as in, either your gut is telling you, or you feel a guilty feeling, hold on. I don't even know what they are. I don't even know if they are. I think they might be pennies. He wrapped them up. But I don't know what they are. He's wrapped a lot of stuff up. I know, drive shaft, exactly. It's like you with a car or a pickup and you've never done that certain model before or a certain make and you're like learning it as you go along, trying to understand, well, what's that fault and why is it doing fault and why is it doing this and it's not doing that and it should be doing this. That's when it becomes mind-boggling, but there's guys that do that for a living. They're what they call technicians. They've been doing it for years. They know exactly where to look and what to do and what it should be doing and why but a lot of the cars now it's what they call electronic because that's what ECU stands for. It's electronic control unit. That looks like pennies. That's 2000. It's 2009. It says on it 2009 cents. Denver. A sealed butt. Hold on. I just noticed something there. Professional life in Illinois. The same as that. Professional life in Illinois. It's quite interesting that. That'll be different. That'll be. I wonder if that was Shields then. 2009, was that Shields? Professional life in Illinois. Hold on. 2009. I just want to see the picture of this. I don't want to actually open them now. I just want to see the 2009. Professional life. Oh my bloomin' god. Professional life, Lincoln Penny, copper and satin finish. 7,000. That looks like 784,614 minted. They're $8 plus $8. They're $8 plus. So they're $8. They're. That's fine, Dry Shaft. Nice to see you. Nice of you to drop by. I just wanted to see I wanted to see the picture of what it looked like. You don't put that back. A lot of people ask me if these special 2009 pennies are worth anything more than face value due to their unique commemorative designs. The answer it depends. I'll tell you about these 2009 Lincoln by central cents and what your 2009 pennies are worth. US pennies made in 2009 honour the bicentennial 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birthday on February 12th, 1809. The Lincoln bicentennial pennies have 4 different reverse designs that show scenes of Abraham Lincoln through his colourful personal and professional life. These 4 commemorative coins, which were released one at a time throughout the course of 2009, were introduced to the public on Lincoln's 200th birthday, February 12, 2009. The 2009 pennies depict the following: Lincoln's birth and early childhood in his Kentucky log cabin home, 1809 and 1816. Lincoln's formative years, in which he read books and was extensively educated in Indiana, 1816 and 1830. Lincoln's professional life as a lawyer and senator for Illinois, 1830 to 1861. It says, while there are hundreds of millions of 2009 pennies to go around, the United States Mint also issued special collector's editions of the 2009 Lincoln cents. These coins were widely available to collectors through mail order, phone orders, and online. Like the circulated issued 2009 Lincoln pennies, these special edition coins aren't rare. According to that, it said that according to them, they're they're eight they're at least $8. That looks as if it's telling us that $8 a piece. See, that's sometimes why I buy rolls of pennies, because I've seen sometimes that are worth more than the actual as in like some of them are like 3 cents, some of them are like 5 cents, some of them are depending on the grade of the coin itself can depict quite a bit of money depending on their key dates and stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. I'm still learning about this. But that's what I've got in my hand. I've actually got in my hand at the moment. I've got the blue, one, and I've got the orange one. So I've actually got that one's Philadelphia and that one is Denver. So I've actually got two of them. That's why sometimes I'll buy them, because I know that the P and D, it's worth having the P and D, because there's only S to find, but the S at the moment is highly desirable at the moment until S comes down in value, because when it's less desirable as an S, it'll move on to the next one. But I'm not really wanting to hold on to them too long. I want to be able to as an offload them. But that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to advance as in actually open them up. Because it'd be like, as in, say for instance, somebody come in the chat, and say for instance somebody else donates, and somebody else turns around and says, "Well, I don't have the money to." As long as they're genuine, and you know they're genuine, and they turn around and say, "Well, I don't have any money to buy coins," I don't mind as in somebody turning around and saying, "I'll tell you what, see, since that thing we donated, is there any chance that you could send him some coins?" Aye, it's fine. As long as I've got enough to go round, I'm not really bothered. I'd rather somebody be honest than trying to kid it on, and they keep coming back. "Oh, no, I'm skint." Because I hate that, and you keep getting, I'm skint. They never have any money, but then end up, you see them in an auction and buying, and you go, "Hold on a minute, I thought you were skint." Doing a live. It's still on. I'm going to come off anyway. I hate coming off when there's only a couple of people, because I know that they all. I don't know Andrew who's still here. Driveshaft Drew's gone. Driveshaft knows you, Dizzy, 1969. That's how I met Driveshaft. Was through you, Dizzy, and Hazy Days. I actually watched one of Hazy Days' videos as in the day, because I'm still supported up to that channel, and a lot of the channels I wouldn't unsupport, because we all need that support with each other. I've just showed day ones that president. I've not opened them yet, Andrew. But I was just looking there, and according to the Google search engine, they're saying that they're worth about eight eight about $8. Well, according to Google, I'm just going off. I'm just going off what it's telling me, but I wouldn't. A lot of them, I wouldn't charge that kind of money for them. All right, maybe they're worth that kind of value, but do you know what I mean? Because there's P and that's what I'm saying, P and D. So I put P and D together because that's what I'm saying. It says 2009 cents Denver, and that's the presidential life. That's the ones where he's on different. It's done different designs. You know how they made. There was different designs of them. There was like the log cabin. Then you had the next one. I've sort of bought the ones because I was like, I'm like, one your own wheats, and you're seeing like the wheat corns, and that stopped in like 1958. I think it was 58 was the last of them. So it was 1909 to 1958, and then you went on to the next ones. But they were all like the Monticello house. They went to Monticello house all the way up, and then all of a sudden they started all these different designs features on the ref on some of the ones on one is 1 cent, and that's where I like them. Is when it starts different design variations. That's when you see me buying a lot of different design variations to get a hold of them. And it's like you said about that, but somebody will be like that. No, don't bust in, don't bust in open. No, bust them open, because do you know what I mean? I don't need them. I don't need a full lot. As long as I keep two half decent ones, because I've seen coins, right? I've seen rolls, Andrew, right? BU rolls, and I swear to God, I've seen them, right? And there's like it looks like somebody scratched the surface of them as in it's a round circle on the first one in. I don't know if that's a machine when it's wrapping the rolls, and then it put there must be like a finger or a needle or something that goes in and like that to press it in, because as it goes in they curl it at the end so that it stops them from opening up the two ends. I'm wondering if there's a machine or something and it's actually scratching the first coin in. I noticed that. And they're like BUs, and you look at it and you go, I'm like, oh gee, and I'm like, poor coin. But if you knock the first two off it, like the one that end and one the other end, that means then there's still 40. There's like take two away for 50. It's like they're like 40, what 48 pennies. That's what I said to you. If you want a couple of rolls, I can send you a couple of rolls that you could put out as into your community. Do you know what I mean? Like your supporters, and just sort of give them a coin each. So if you like, say for instance, two rolls, what that's 100 that's 100 coins, and just give them it as gifts, and then you just tell them, well, I got them off. Just tell them, just say to them, I got them off that. I gave them as a gift to get you guys, listen, because that's the way it is. I'm here to help I'm here to help other channels, because I want to see other people grow. As in that inspires me. Well, if they can do it, so can I. But it's trying to work out how it's done, and how to do it properly. That's the thing, how to do it properly, to make it so that everybody feels as if they're part of it. Because it's not just about us, or just not just about one person. Because I've seen things and you go, like, as in there was a channel I was watching, and it was something to do with arcade machines or something. And there was a song, and the song was something about healthy competition or something, as in to compete against each other. But it wasn't like as in the song wasn't like a fighting song. It was like a song as if help each other out, like as if they were brothers. And the way the song went was something about healthy competition. So it was saying about helping, they were helping each other out, although that they were in competition with each other. And that's what made me realise. I was like, hold on a minute here. So what you're saying is that it's not a case of that he's the better person and that he's to take all the competition out the game. It's a case that to share it, to share it. And that's when I realised, oh, hold on here a minute. This is something I'd never thought about. And it was the song, the way that the song came out, as in because I'd been watching the channel, because a lot of the arcade stuff, like when they repaired the PCB boards, is a lot to do like for the electronic side, and that's what sort of learned off of, was a lot of the arcade stuff, the arcade machines. And it's like when I go on like Facebook, I'm like on the fruit machine forum. I'm on the fruit machine forum because I like fruit machines, but I wouldn't buy one just to have it. I've had one before, but I usually, when I see somebody and they turn, I'm having problems with such and such, not sure how to fix this problem. I tend to start doing a lot of research and a lot of searching. It was like you come to me and saying, Ali, I got this coin, not sure about this coin. I really would like to know about I like to know about the artist, right? Now, I've been talking to Big T and he's like, he says that should be, if it was on $50, he's like, it's a reproduction. He's like, it's a reproduction. He's like, I can get the reproductions. He's like, but they done them on the Buffalo Nickels. Now, we liked it because the way it was done, right? Although that it might have been a reproduction, right? Even though it's a reproduction, right? It's a material. It's about it being a reproduction, but it's been copied off a famous artist, and you wanted to know about the artist. Now, it inspired me to go and look it up, because I was like, I've seen that before somewhere, but where have I seen this? Where have I seen this done before? And I'm like, and I said to you, Big T Hobo, he's Big T's called Big T Coins, right? And he's called Hobo Hut, and that's why he was named Hobo Hut, because he used to get the hobo nickels, right? So I'd seen that illustration done before when you showed me about the person with a hat, and I'm going, I recognise that. I recognise that designer, the way that it's done. I'm like, I recognise, but know what fathomed me, what beat me, is because it was A-R on it. It didn't make sense. She dropped the Janice, and it was A-R, which beat me. And I was like, I know this artist, I know this person, I know, but I was like, I didn't say to you, it was, I knew it was done on that artist herself, but I wasn't sure if it was a reproduction. I didn't say to you it was a reproduction or it was real. I didn't know that. I wasn't sure, but it was the artist. As you come to me and said, can you look up this? Do you know anything about this coin, or do you know the artist who done it? That's what interested me more, was finding out the information about it and getting it to you and saying, there, it's there. It was just as in verifying it. Because when I was talking to Doug, because usually sometimes I go on a Thursday, and Big T's does a panel usually on a Thursday, and we were happened to be talking about hobo coins, and And he's like, he says, he says, the hat ones, it's done in $half. He went, it shouldn't be done in $half. And I was like, well, how? And he's like, it was always done in Buffalo nickels. And I'm like, alright. And he's like, it's a reproduction, he goes, but it's a really good reproduction, he goes, it's done well, as in when it's been recopied or reproduced. And I'm like, alright. But as I said, it's copied off the same artist, copied off her work, And sometimes they do put her initials on them, but you wouldn't tell if you didn't know nothing about the hobo coins or the hobos themselves. That's when it started. But you like it in your collection because you wanted one of them. You didn't have one of them in your collection, so it's going to stay in your collection, even if it's a reproduction. It's still worth something to you as a collector's coin because it's different. It's unusual. That's why sometimes I collect different coins because there's something unusual about the coin itself. It's like that one of mine's earlier. Now it was in a job lot. I bought it as a job lot, and I goes through the job lot after I bought it, and I goes, "There's something different about this coin." Now I'm going, "It's definitely not a coin, right? Definitely not a coin. It looks like a coin, but it's not." I goes, "There's something different about this coin." So I starts checking, as you said, eBay, Google search, and I started finding out bits of information. And I goes, now it'd been advertised, or one similar to that coin had been advertised as a coin. And that's when I found out. I was like, it's nearly a token, and I was like, right, it's a token, right? But what kind of token is it? And that's when I found out it's a casino token, and then that's when I found out about its history, and I was like, right. And I was like, Perry Marco White, and I goes, I've heard of him before, and I went, where have I heard of his name before? Pierre Marco White. And something about him. I goes, I've heard his name before. And I'm thinking, Ramsey, Gordon Ramsay. And I'm going, fucking heard of him before, as in doing this Marco Perry White. But what is he? And that's when I found out a lot of history, and then I found out about the Notting Hill restaurant, and then I found out he had he's got a steakhouse in Glasgow. I thought, I went right, and then I found out that you get 2 coins or 2 casino chips. They're used as casino chips, $2.50 each. So you get £5. So you get in for a meal. It's a meal for 2. I think it's £30 you pay for the meal for 2, and you get 2 casino chips or 2 casino tokens to play in the casino. Somebody obviously decided they weren't going to play in the casino and put it in their pocket, and maybe it ended up in their collection. They've been clearing the house or whatever. They've been taking it all out to go to the auction, and it happened to go into Great Western, and that's where I managed to acquire it. But when I thought something strange about this, and it kept, and you know that way you're looking at it, and I was thinking something weird about this, something different about this coin in particular. But why does it keep telling me something? And I knew I wouldn't find it in a book, and I'm going, there must be information on this somewhere. I love researching, but I don't charge people for doing it. I love doing it because that's what Mum says. Mum turned around and says one day, she says, you should have been a private investigator. There used to be a guy who used to be a policeman and used to buy cars off my ex-boss, and the two ex-coppers, Peter and Alan. Alan's his brother or his cousin, and he used to come in checking motors. Always, every time they come in, but they this thing of checking the mileage. Now, the wee man that I work for, we didn't clock mileage back. We couldn't understand what he was looking at. And then we found out that he'd retired for the police force, but he was still in this circle that which they stay in. He's a private investigator. I started asking him one day, as in, if I was to look up somebody, what kind of stuff did I do to do that stuff? And he told me about it, and it started intriguing me more. And that's what I tend to do. It's like I do. I'm like a snoop, but I don't do it because I want to know, as in use it against people. I do it for to keep myself right, as in, if I'm not sure about something or I'm not sure about somebody, I know how to look them up and do bits and pieces. That's how he seem. But a lot of the time, I've got this thing about scammers, and I don't like scammers, and I tend to, when I'm doing the dating sites and whatever else, I've found a few scammers, and I've found certain people that shouldn't be on them and stuff like that. And we've actually managed to get them to get them off of certain things, as in to stop them from doing damage to other people. I love doing certain things that I love doing. But coins, I've got this thing about, as in, that'll probably end up going to, eventually, that probably go to Kayla. It's probably that one I wanted. It's probably come in as a 2 lot or something. That's a nice tone that's on that. See, I'm not into toning, I'm not into tonings. I'm not into tonings, but I know Kayla's into tonings. And she was hanging about Lemonhead's auction, and I was like, what is she hanging about for? And she'd bought a couple of them, but she didn't have the money at the time. But I didn't want, because I knew that if I get Lemonhead to send them, I've got to pay. If she doesn't buy nothing, or certain people doesn't buy anything for the sale, you have to pay the shipping cost, which is by right. Exactly, why should Lemonhead pay his own pocket? As I said, that is nice. That Lemonhead will be coming on shortly. I don't know if the email's been sent, because usually it's a Tuesday, unless Monday was a reason. Maybe Monday was supposed to be Tuesday's auction. Maybe he's not going to do Tuesday's auction tonight, because it should start about 11. It's actually 10:45 now, so it start about 11:30, and it'll not finish till about at least 2:30 in the morning. That's how I usually stay in there, but I'm short of funds. I'm short of funds in it, and I was supposed to have one for another package for Joe, because he told me about it during the week. So I'm waiting for an email back for him to find out the cost of the shipping. I'm hoping I've got enough money to pay the shipping, or it'll need to be left to next month. And I'm short of. I say I need to sell some stock. I need to either sell some stock or try and get money in, so I can buy some more. As I hate missing out, because I know, I bet you any money, I'll miss out this week's or next week's or whatever, and it'll be half decent stuff to buy, as in good quality, that I'll miss out in. Well, man used to say that. See when you've not got, the money. I see you miss out and you go, I wish I had a hang me, I wish I had enough money to thing me to pay, but get in there. That's what old man used to say to me. She always missed good stuff when you die. She always used to say that. She says, when you've got money, there's no good stock. When you've got no money to spend, she says, dang, the good stock comes up, and you wish you'd had kept the money by. That's a nice one. I don't know if that'll go into my ink collection or whether that'll go into, because that says MS63. I think that says MS63 plus. It says on it as a, see it, Andrew, see where it says 63. There's a plus sign up there. So I don't know if that's saying 63 plus. That's what I'm saying. If that was to be put in a thing with a PCGS slab, between either an annex slab or a PCGS slab, that would be worth a lot more than as in the going rate for a 64, probably about 15 and upwards at least. This is what really ding me. It's like you're paying singly for the price you probably sometimes approve, but trying to get 64s or the silver content, you're fighting against everybody, especially when the auctions are busy, especially at Joe's, and when there's when the dealers have got the money, they usually go to Lemonheads, and there might be 20 or 30 people you're bidding against just to get silver, because that's what they all go daft for. Is 40% silver and the 90%ers. Sometimes you have to buy them singly. I tend to put sometimes things together. But I've got to watch the funds and what I've paid and try and get some. It's not if it's not that I want all the money back. If I get some of it back, I'll be quite happy. I know I'm not going to get all it back. I know that. I know I've paid sometimes good money to get stuff. I know maybe I've paid slightly over the odds to get bits, but you can't get it over here. That's the problem. And I'm one for going on eBay, as is, oh man, used to spend hours on eBay at night time. Takes me less time. It takes me less time to ding me if I buy them straight off of them. Because there's Denver there. There's Denver Mint there. That's Nichols. There's nice. There's something nice for you as well. Look, there's Nichols. I don't even know what year they are. What year are they? I don't see the year on them. This is Denver. Just I'm saying, I've not got my spyglass. I've not got the size spyglass in there and with me. Because I probably bought them together. Because that one says D on it, that one says D in it, and that one says no, that one's no got a sticker on it. So that'll be P. That'll be P. That one. It's got slight scratches, but not a lot of scratches in the first coin. I don't know if somebody's been trying to. I don't think anybody's been opening them, but I think there's a machine or something that makes them tight, that makes the rolls go tight. I think sometimes it's got a tendency of scratching the first coin because it's went in too far with the machine. It must have have a, you know how when you have a lathe machine and it cuts into metal. I have this funny feeling that they're using a machine like that, and it's tightening up the rolls. It's getting in there too. The needle or the pointer's getting in there too too far, and it's gouging the first coin. It's gouging the first coin because you can see you can see slight buff marks, as in like fine scratches at one side. I still get thing there. I still get most of the money out of them anyway. But I don't want you feeling as if, well, I've got to buy these coins all the time. Can I not have every now and again? That's how I said to you. That's how I was like. That's how I was like. You were like, well, I'll give you 30. But then I knew that I paid 20. I paid for the 76. There was 76 proof set. They were Lemon charged 15 for them, and the other ones was 14, so it was 20. It was 29. It was 29. So you've got really, as in you've had a good deal this week, as in, and then you got them, as I said, the gold plated, because I didn't really like them, and I was like, well, they cost me what I think it was one, as in the bag. As in the surprise bag, it cost me what 10 for one, 12 for another, and I think one was six. I bought I prepaid for them as in an order before they even went into the auction at Cheapskates, and you took the gold plated. Hopefully you like the gold plated ones. There was a half. It was a $50 a night. It went in. Some nickels, and there was something else. There's a couple other ones. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to spoil the surprise, because as I said, you don't ask me how many's in it. It wasn't because I was trying to, as in, be a cunt. I wasn't trying to be a cunt. It was, I wanted to surprise you, and I didn't want to spoil the surprise it coming. Because I was like, well, if I tell you what's in it, there's no surprise left in it. And that's how I was like, no. I was like, just give me what you think is fair. Because I was like, well, I don't want them. As in, I know that some people like them, the 26 carat plated, or the 24 carat plated ones. And I know it said on it gold plated. I like them like, I like my coins like that. And I don't mind the Canadians, as in the Canadians, which, as in like the toonies that George does. I don't mind them with a bit of painted colour, a bit of painted colour on them. I don't mind that, because they're not like, as if they're not over painted, so they're not like, as in like overdone. They're not like in your face. Like them gold plated, they're like, like no fucking shiny. Jesus Christ, they're like blinding. But I like you're right enough. I do like my pen. I do like my pennies. It was Lemonhead that got me into the pennies. There's, do you know what I mean? That's 59. That's 59D. That's look. As it says on that. That's as it says 59D uncirculated. But that's what I'm saying. And this is how you can. This is how you can tell. This is when it finishes, right? That's Monticello. That's Monticello. That's the Monticello building. I used to call it the White House building that's on it. I used to call it the White House. I'm sure it's Monticello, because Nichols has got them on it, the Monticello building, but it looks like it's got a big like dome tower on it, on the top. That one's got like a church looking top on it. But that's when they stopped doing the wheats, because 58 was the last. I know exactly how to touch. I know exactly how to touch them. Oh, did I tell you the laugh about the 50 pence piece? I ended up, I had to buff Peter, Peter Rabbit. I thought, I'm looking at Andrew, right? The Beatrix Potter, right? So I got a Beatrix Potter, right? But it says a mystery bundle, right? But the buggers, they were fly. right? They were fly. You get the Beatrix pack, right? So you actually pay for the pack, right? And they said mystery coin, right? But you see, mystery coin is included, right? This is they've worked it all. They've got it well worked out, right? So they've gave you the Beatrix Potter packaging, right? Which you collect 4 other coins, right? I thought there was a clear plastic window, as known the fascia of Peter Rabbit, and I goes like that. So I goes like that. Right? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Bloody puts my fingerprint on it, didn't I? Right on Peter Rabbit, right on his right near his ear, or near just before his eye, right? And it's the I get my t-shirt, right? My t-shirt, and I'm sitting there like that, and I'm buff about that. I put a spit on it, right? I put a spit on it, and I'm going like that, and I'm buffing it, right? Because I could see my fingerprint. I could see my fingerprint right on it. I thought, you bastard. But I only buy them. I only bought them because I wanted to see the quality, right? And I wanted to see what coins they were giving away, or what you were getting for your money, right? With the Westminster collection. But I only collect the UK coins for the Americans, because I know that they've got a thing about our coins, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. I said to Scrapman Dan, I don't understand what it is about our coins that they've got this thing about collecting them, where it's something about the designs or something that's about them that's why they've got a collectability for our coins. I'm one of these people. I get really cute. I get really curious, as in, if, say for instance, the coin isn't the coin. Say for instance, the coin isn't silver. I want to know why somebody wants to collect it. Is there a reason or why they want to collect it in the first place? And is there any value? Is there actually any value in the coin itself? Or because we've been told that there's two values. There's a face value, and there's also a numismatic value. And numismatic value is worth more than the face value itself. And that's what I want to know. But it's not because I want to charge as in full retail value for it. If I know exactly, right, that coin's worth 5 or 7, and I paid a couple of pounds for it, I'm still going to get a wee bit of money extra, and it's still worth something to somebody out there. I didn't take everything out. I didn't take everything out. Because that's rolls of pennies as well. Because I didn't show them all. That's because I was high 710. This is May the 18th. Alexander, thank you. Auction, love, respect, Travis, LHP, Lemonhead, Penny. I didn't know if you were listening, where you were still listening, Andrew, or whether you just fucked off. I'm thinking, am I just talking to myself? I've done that. Done that a million times, talking to myself. I'm the best for talking to myself. Oh, poor shame. Poor shame. The card get. Oh, poor shame. Card get damaged. No, this one's actually it's like a metal. It's like a metal, but it's like a green, but a sort of bluish colour. It's like a thin metal. That one get buckled. It get buckled. It's all buckled. Poor thing. Poor shame. It got buckled. But what was inside that was a auction, obviously an auction one. It's 92S. So the only reason I buy them for is because I'm thinking I could put them in for like first prizes. That's see when I started doing it all, right, I'm like, right, now how can I make this channel fun? And I'm like, right, if I start doing auction like what Ian done, right, but instead of doing like they have to send me back magnetic pennies, I goes, if I do it for money, right, and then I'm thinking, but if I do auctions and then I do this and I do that, it's going to confuse people. So why don't I just do it on one? And then I thought, hold on a minute here, right? So they get the pennies, right, or the wheats, right? But you put GW in with that, plus also do like the first prize, so they get like the chance of winning, as in like first place for that. So that's how I started buying the slabs, because I'm like, well, the slabs are worth more. But that's how I was buying them for thing, me trying to get them for the right money, as in no pay a fortune for them. Because I'm like, well, they're worth what, over 30? Because they're 15 or $20 a piece, as in just to send them for to get graded in the first place. And I'm like, well, some of the values are less and some of them are more, depending what coin it's actually is. And then you've got ICG, which is independent coin grading. The only reason that the value their slabs are less is because they're not a well-known company, although that they're still a good grading company. Because you're like your PCGs and your Annex is the two main big companies, big organisations that people know. But then I was like, I'm not going to pay as in over the odds for slabs just to put them in for first prize. But it was you, Andrew, that made me realise that it's sort of, as in, because at first I was like totally lost what you were trying to explain to me, and then all of a sudden it just come to me like bang. It was like, I know what Andrew's saying. I'm like, aye, yeah, that's right. Ah, right, got it. As soon as I got it, I was like, I'm on top of this. I'm right in there. So I'm telling the problem is, buddy, is because I've got more American supporters than what I have British. That's the problem. And I don't want to go near TGBC. Put it this way, I don't want to be involved with TGBCH, and I don't want to go near them, because the minute it's like Cornwall had a carry on where he was turning around saying that Cornwall owed him something, and it was a big carry on about it all. And that's why I was like, I don't want to get involved in it. I don't want to even be in that circle, and I don't want to even be, because as mum used to say, you fly with the crows, you get shot with the crows. And she's right. If you're in with that they kind of people, you get classed as the same as them. And sometimes it's better to stay out of it than get involved in it. But I don't want to as and keep on about, because the minute you're a channel that is not worthy of people going to it, and you're speaking about it, you're giving it the attention that it doesn't even deserve. And I wanted to actually work out a plan to get the supporters without having to go in that direction. But the whole idea of 710 of the donations would be as in part of, as in to help with the shipping cost. So I wouldn't be making any money I wouldn't be making any money back off the coins, realistically, as in off the coins, because the shipping, yous would be paying for the shipping, yous would be paying for the shipping. As in that's how I was like, well, I was thinking, well, say what, $15 a spot. So it's $15 a spot, but you're getting three. What I've done is I've made it into like three coins for GW. You're getting 5 weeks, really nice weeks at that, as in 5 weeks, and you're also getting a chance of getting first place. And I done what I'd five, but the thing is the camera I'm using the Chromebook as in what there, and I'm in a different room tonight, so I'm actually facing the pacing tables that way, right? So I'm facing the car. It's facing an angle this way, so I can't. I've got nowhere to put the spinning wheel whatsoever. So I've got to have it in like that or somewhere. But I don't want to put it on top. I'm not putting it on top of that glass cabinet, in case it goes through that cabinet. But I'm trying to figure out where I put it. But then I'm not going to do it now until I have all the rules and regulations set out properly before I even attempt to do it. SHST won something, and so did Andrew. Andrews is going out. SHTF will be going out, but I'm trying to make it so that instead of me keep going to the post office all the time back and forth, because Coinwall puts coins all over the place. He sends them all over the world. Dale's putting them as in get declaration forms, but he's doing it differently. What I'm doing it, I do it with my tracking numbers, because I don't like people upset. I hate when people turn around and say it. Really, it makes me emotional, as in somebody that comes that's honest and truthful and says to you, I didn't get my goods, I didn't receive it. That upsets me, because I'm like, it meant it was done in good faith, and it makes me feel as if I look bad, although that it wasn't my fault. If you get me. And this is what I'm like, well, if I can, okay, it might be dearer than what he's doing it, but it's still at the end of the day. But he's making Cornwall's doing like wallets, so he's stacking up stuff, but he's doing like memberships and stuff like that. He's got it all well thought out. I don't have my channel's not monetized, but it's not monetized. It's not the monetization part of it. It's nothing to do with that. No, I would no. I like that. I don't like asking people 710. I'm no Joe. Just Joe. Joe. Joe is got a good heart on him, and so is Diane. They offered me it, and I didn't want to refuse it, right? So they offered, and I accepted, right? But they still get their piece of the cake, because that's why I buy stuff off of Joe, because I met Joe through Lemonhead. Joe kept saying to Lemonhead about doing auctions, doing an auction on his own channel, and Lemonhead says, well, if you've got a lot of stock, go and do it then. And he was no, it didn't phase Lemonhead. It didn't phase Lemonhead. But Joe was originally buying off of Lemonhead. I used to go into the auction when Joe used to buy for Lemonhead. So I know, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to start interfering with other people's businesses. That's their business. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just saying what I saw. I was there at the time. I started with, as in when and Joe's got a heart of gold on him, and Joe's got, Joe's entitled to a living, the same as I'm entitled to make my living too. As this is a backup plan. It's a backup plan in case anything happens. Because I don't know. Tomorrow they could turn around and say, right, We're pulling you off for your benefit. We're not going to give you, we're not going to. So how am I supposed to feed myself? But it's not the money. It's not the money side of it. It's growing community. It's doing it as in properly and above board and everything's hunky dory and everybody's happy. Everybody feels it's a fair deal and they're getting looked after. Because I'll do the shout outs as in like it's been the first time I done what I does one. That's the first one I've ever done. It's the first one I've done. I didn't know. I tend to use the community mail call because it goes through Joe, and I buy off other people in the community, give other people a chance, a fair cop, to find out what stuff that I might not get off Joe that I could get elsewhere. I know, but I don't want everybody feeling, well, his favouritism, Alec just buys half a Lemonhead. He's only dealing with Lemonhead, and they keep saying about Lemonhead. Because some people like Lemonhead, some people won't. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's not my problem if they don't like Lemonhead. No everybody will like me. It's the same as Andrew. Some people know like Andrew, they just not take to him. So I mean, it's fair dues. But when somebody turns around and says they don't like you and they can't answer why they don't like you, to me that's stupid. So you don't really know the person, but you just don't like them. So and they turn around and say, "Well, I don't know." You blooming do know. You know why you don't like them. Well, tell them. Just tell them straight. I don't like you because he's such and such, or I don't like you because of your attitude. But not everybody will like everybody. So sometimes you're better not making it a problem. Just say, oh, well, don't like me. That's your problem. It's your heart. That's your problem. Just shrug it off. It's like Lincoln turn around and tell me, it's coming a soap opera, as in with that £50 note. So I had to actually delete. There was a message, and all honest to God, there was a comment sent by that person, and it was that long. It was that long. I ended up and removed it. I removed it for the. I found it. I found it in the review section, and I was like, I'm not even going to deal with this. I'm not even going to. I'm just going to ignore it, and just woof, it's gone. As Lincoln said, focus on the coins and the notes, and that's exactly what I did. I focused on the note, although that it should have been a case of forget it, move on. I was like, right, okay, he said focus on the coins, focus on the note. That's exactly what I did. Focused on the note, done a video on the note. Says right, that's it, it's finished. Let's move on to the next one, next thing. So I've done. I was waiting and stock coming. I was waiting the stuff coming in. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting the shipping coming in for more stuff to come in. Lemonhead's probably on the now. It's that time. I didn't see the because I'm on StreamYard, so I'm not on the thing me, the YouTube side. I want to get tidied up and I want to go and rest up. But 17 is right. Lemonhead is the bomb. If you want good stock, go to Dingley, go there. Buy the best of the best. Some people are into the older stuff. I'm just not sure about it yet. The older type stuff. No, I'm not too sure about it because I've never dealt in it yet, and I'm not sure. There, don't I? I'm one of these people that haven't heard about things. I know. I'm not sure. I'll wait and see. Oh, it looks as if it's got a 1 on it. Something's got a 1 on it. I don't know. This is 1 on it. Right, guys. See you later, alligator. See you in a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator. Right, guys. See you later.